2, 1, live. We're live to nobody, but who gives a shit? We're up. We're up and running. It's back. 5 Pounds of Gunt after like a month of fucking holiday season break. Cause fuck watching this shit during the holidays. I got a fucking family to live with, baby.
We got lives and shit there. We got lives. We can't be fucking watching this crap.
No
this
way.
fucking crap.
But
I wasn't watching this crap for a good 3 weeks. Last 2 weeks, I've tuned into this crap. And I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed off. This shit is like AEW is some sort of delusional fucking cult for a bunch of nerdy fucking faggot retard weaklings who were bullied in school. And now they despise the strong. They despise anybody who could be successful, who could get over, who could be good because they have some sort of ideological like allergy, an ideological allergy to success. Like, it's disgusting. When you see fucking Darby go over Cage, there's no reason for this match to happen. There is no reason for this to happen. Darby is 170 pounds by their own admission, beating this 280-pound genetic fucking freak who needs the wins, who needs to look good. He gets fucking raped last week. At that point, I was just nearly done with the Fed completely. I'm like, this is just perverted. It's sick. It's the inverse of McMahon. It's because they're upset about Vince likes big jacked men. So it's like, well, we're going to hold big jacked men down now like we were held down. Because now we got the power because we fucking brainwashed this Indian retard who fucking read Dave Meltzer his whole life and thought Meltzer was the gospel of wrestling. What company did Meltzer ever run? What money has he ever drawn in wrestling? God only fucking knows. He runs a goddamn fucking newsletter, but we need to bow to Meltzer.
It's not even a good newsletter. He fucking hired an editor. Have you ever read that shit? I've read it.
No.
Guess what? He doesn't even spell check that bitch. He doesn't even do a fucking Microsoft Word. He hasn't paid for a copy of Microsoft Word to fucking spell check his fucking newsletter. Because he's a dumbass.
No, but what I'm convinced, Gahoole, that this is all just a cult. Like, what it is it's a bunch of fucking... Nobody actually thinks this is good. They're just brainwashed by dirt sheets they read on the internet. And they go, oh, well, this guy on the internet says it is good, so therefore it must be good. This is the good wrestling.
This is good wrestling now. Listen, this guy, this fucking huge jack, let's just beat him. Let's just never stop beating him until he's fucking dead. Because, you know, let's not let him talk, even though he's a good talker. Let's not let him fucking do his cool shit. Let's just make him fucking lose every time. Oh, well, he's gonna win. He's only lost twice, guys. You've only let him wrestle on TV twice, bitch. Oh, he's only been pinned by Darby and some other and by Cody or fucking Moxley. Bitch, he's been on Dark. He's in the fucking Jobber scene. He's in the Jobber YouTube show, and he wins there. We never see it. He comes on TV, he loses a tag match, he doesn't get pinned, and then he loses his fucking title matches. That's all he does is lose. And you want to know why? Because at the end of the day, Brian Cage sucks. He's not tall enough. He's only 6'1".
He's not tall enough.
He's not tall enough. Frankly.
That's why McMahon wouldn't hire him. McMahon wouldn't hire him. He's like, look, bro, I have to look down at you. I'm taller than you. You're not tall enough, bro. Doesn't matter that you're fucking jacked. Doesn't matter that he can move like any of the high flyers can move, even though he's fucking like 280 pounds, a fucking muscle freak. Had a great run in Lucha Underground, great run in Impact. He's proven himself, paid his dues, deserves a main event run in this company. But no, let's put this fucking worthless belt on him that nobody knows what it is from ECW, that even in ECW it was a joke that was around for 3 weeks. And look, the reality is I wasn't even alive for ECW. So I said, oh yeah, brother, I know that shit, brother. How many people were even fucking around for this shit? Who the fuck knows what this is?
I was like 2 when ECW like went out of business. Like, why should I? Oh, maybe I was like 3 or 4. I don't care. Like, fuck this. Listen, when they debuted the FTW belt, it should have been a consolation because Taz, you know, fucking threw in the towel. It's like, you never gave up, Brian, so I'm giving you my belt because I made you quit, so you can have my belt now. But it didn't. He just got the belt the week before, so it literally means nothing. No one cares. He just got something to hold to make him look cool. But they don't care about it. It's a dumb-looking belt. Frankly, Brian Cage is over. It's done. It's done.
It's fucked. But they'll try and... But we'll try and cope. We'll be like, oh, he was going to rebuild him, just like they're coping about Hangman Page. Look, these fucking AEW fans, they are so fucking delusional. And when they criticize McMahon, they say, oh, well, WWE McMahon's bringing in Goldberg. What a joke. But we've just brought in Sting to wrestle a fucking match. He's like 60 years old. He doesn't even look like Goldberg. At least Goldberg looks the part still. He still looks jacked. Sting is wrestling in a shirt.
Sting can literally still wrestle. Sting is not going to... No, Goldberg still can wrestle. They fucking cleared him to wrestle. Sting cannot. He fucking broke his back, you know? I mean, Goldberg can wrestle... Okay, here's the deal. Goldberg can...
For 5 minutes. You have to work around him. No. You have to work around him. Like,
okay, but to be fair, though, Goldberg never worked 5 minutes. He always only worked, like, 2-minute matches or 2-second matches, even back in WCW. Yeah. That's what people like. You can still do exactly what you did with Goldberg when he was in his prime that you can now. Sting, you have to do a fucking fake cinematic match because he can't actually wrestle because if you do, he's going to fucking break his back. It's retarded. It's just stupid.
They'll put him in.
When they debuted him, I was like, oh, it's Sting. I was like, what the fuck are they going to do with this guy? You can't make him wrestle, and if he can't wrestle, why is he on TV? Frankly, why is he on TV? Just to look cool and sell t-shirts?
But was Sting ever a mic guy? Was Sting ever really a talker? Like, the last time I remember Sting actually doing mic work was as Joker Sting. Are we going to bring back Joker Sting?
Yes! Do it! No, do modern... No, do fucking Joker, like the new Joker Sting. Give him like the fucking the clown world with the fucking mask, and he's like, Dobby, you made me live in this society, Cody. Society made me this way, Cody.
They also cry about Vince doesn't push the real talent like Ty Dillinger. He doesn't push Ty Dillinger. He doesn't push fucking Rusev. He doesn't push these guys. What has AEW done with Zack Ryder? What did AEW do with Miro? What did AEW do? Yeah,
Ryder's an Impact.
What did they do with Sean Spears? What's Sean Spears doing with this fucking glove gimmick?
The wank glove. The wanking glove.
These delusional AEW fans, they believe everybody can be the champ. That everybody should be the champ. That the belt is just this fucking, you deserve it, pal. You worked here for so long, so.
Well, and the guys who would do good with it, like fucking Miro, with his physique and his charisma, should be on the fucking belt list. But instead, he's doing jobber storylines with Butler Charles and fucking.
You know why?
Why?
You know why Miro's like that? Because Vince McMahon was right to put Miro in cuckold storylines. Because Rusev is a pussy and a bitch. He wants to be portrayed like this. He has no idea what to do to get himself over. He has no idea why people are interested in him. Because if he's to be believed, he has full creative control over this. So he is saying himself, I do not deserve to have the belt. That's what he said in interviews. He's like, I can't just come in on day one and get the belt. I have to work my way up. He is booking himself this way. Sideshow attraction to a fucking jobber, a guy who's not going anywhere, a guy who's like X Division fodder. If it was like Impact and they had an X Division cruiserweight division like Kip Sabian.
Kip Sabian would be like, wouldn't even be an X Division champion. He'd be like an X Division guy. He's not even the level of fucking even Impact's X Division championship scene has better wrestlers than Kip Sabian. But to be fair, Butler Charles is the best thing Chuck Taylor has done since he's been in AEW.
No, and we'll get to that when we get to it. Get to it when we get to it. But
he's got a character. It's not the only thing I don't like because I think Miro's dragging himself down, but I think he's also dragging Orange Cassidy down because Orange Cassidy was on a good run, and now he's doing this jobber storyline with Miro, and maybe he was
starting to actually get over. He was even getting over with me, and I don't normally like it. But I thought he had some charisma to him. I thought, look, he's smaller, but, he's got some decent expressions the way he's carrying himself. He's carrying himself above the product. He's not sinking down to the level of the product. And for that type of fan, it makes sense. It makes sense to push Orange Cassidy. But since the fucking Jericho feud, which should have elevated him and made him a star, he's done nothing. Yes. He's done nothing with this guy. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But these guys like Miro, like Moxley, they talked a big game about how Vince held them back. But now that they have full creative control, we see that their ideas were stupid to begin with, and that Vince was probably right all along. The reality of it is, look at FTR. Look at what they're doing to themselves now that they supposedly have control in this new Fed. They're having to sell last week.
Wrestle Marco Stunt. Do it, you bastards.
No, and sell for him. And like they don't have to go out there and do this. They don't have to do this to themselves. But they are. They are. And it's just fucking mind-boggling. And I'll just tell you this now. I was brainwashed into believing that FTR was good. I was brainwashed by Cornette and all these fucking idiots on the dirt sheets. You know, because I still don't know. Can you tell me which one is Harwood and which one is Wheeler? Can you actually distinguish between the two? Because I can't. And I've been watching them for years.
Oh, fuck. That's a good point. I think Harwood is the bald one and Wheeler is the one with the beard. I remember Dash and Dawson. I remember Dash was the fucking bearded one and Dawson was the bald one, but I don't remember the new names at all. Well, because the new names suck. The new names are dog shit.
You know, the new names suck, but like they don't have a character really. Their character is just very generic. Feel like 40-year-old fucking like dad. Like they look like fucking beer drinking dads. I don't know. They don't cut a good promo. They put fucking who is that Tully with them or Arn or I like these 4 horsemen with them or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like, yeah, they can have a good match. They're good hands, but these fucking guys aren't changing the world. They're not fucking lighting anything on fire. No. I don't see like I just don't care anymore. I'm just so fucking sick and tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of these fucking guys. Everybody worshiping them all. They're so fucking good there. The FTR.
But
again, like
you know, their promo isn't that good. I think they're pretty good wrestlers still as a good team, but like individually, I don't think they're that good. And you're right, their promos aren't that great, and their character work isn't that solid. And frankly, that's what wrestling needs in the fucking modern era. It doesn't need good workers, because everyone's a good worker. Frankly, most people can have a decent quality match. You don't need good workers. What you need are quality characters. And the fact is, basically, like, of the top guys in AEW, like, I don't think Moxie's character was that great. I thought it was better than nothing, but it wasn't great. You know, like, I don't mind Kenny's heel run right now, but it's not the best heel run he's ever done. Fuck, I can't even think of some, like, the best characters in the show. I think, you know, Jericho and MJF are kind of doing nothing. You know, Orange Cassidy's doing nothing. You know, the people that they built this show around for the last year are essentially all just squandering doing nothing, while Kenny is also not even on the show. You know, where's Kenny? He's barely on the show.
I don't know what they're doing, man. I'll tell you this. Like, there was a time I tuned in and I thought, you know what, this is a good enough show. This is a decent competitor show. You know, I still think the way that they've positioned themselves is wrong because they've fallen into this trap of being WWE light. They're not different than WWE. They are like TNA when they were trying to compete, where it's just like a knockoff version. There's not enough difference, I don't think, where the average person goes, this is a different product. This is something new I haven't seen before. Let me give this a chance. They look at it as knockoff WWE. When the NBA fans, they had a segue from a playoff game, NBA playoff game or a big game, into AEW. Did you see this?
Yeah.
And the NBA fans saw Jericho and said he was fat and a joke and washed up. And they looked at it like dollar store WWE.
Yep.
That's how they looked at it.
Well, I think the reason they were able to succeed for most of last year is because both Raw and SmackDown last year were worse than dollar store WWE. It was like literally the worst TV WWE has ever put out in fucking ever. And Raw is still that. But SmackDown, for the last 2-3 months, ever since Roman started going, has been really good. SmackDown's a good fucking show. And if I want to watch WWE, I can just watch SmackDown, and it's decent. And it's actually pretty entertaining. And I have to watch these shitty women's matches go on for too long. And there's more women's talking segments in WWE than there is in AEW. But for the most part, SmackDown can produce a quality show. And so now AEW isn't competing against the worst WWE has ever been. Now it's competing against a quality WWE product. And now it's just not shaping up. It needs to step up a little bit harder. And frankly, they need to start by fucking rebuilding these characters. Like, you get MJF And fucking Orange Cassidy, I mean, I know they're MJF and Jericho are doing this feud thing, and eventually they'll be out of it. But you need to get Orange Cassidy back in the main event scene, or doing something with him. And you need to have a fucking decent, and you need to have a feud with Darby that isn't this fucking run-out Team Taz shit. We've been doing Team Taz versus Darby for 9 fucking months, and it's not a slow build, it's just a never-ending feud. They just keep doing shitty matches.
It's like when the Usos and Harper and Rowan, and they did it over and over and over, and it's like, okay, but one of the issues with AEW is that they don't have really the depth to their roster to where they can mix it up, but they can do a little bit more than what they're doing. I mean, they've got Pac back. What are they doing with him, really? There's no story for him. There's no feud.
I'm pretty sure they're transitioning into a feud between him and Omega. Well, they're doing him, Pac, and Archer, and then I guess maybe Pac and Omega. But for some reason, they're having Lance Archer and Pac feud.
But wait a minute, why are they doing a heel versus a heel? Fucking like Pac is a heel, right?
And they just.
Face. Okay, I guess.
When he came back, he came back fighting Eddie Kingston, and he came back as a babyface with the Lucha Bros. And I think Lucha Bros and Pac are essentially babyfaces right now. They didn't really do like a hard turn, but when he re-debuted, it wasn't like he came back as a heel. I'm pretty sure he came back as a babyface.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm missing right now. I'm missing Lucha Underground. I'm missing it a lot.
Yeah,
I started going back watching the old episodes, and look, it's not maybe the wrestling that I think is best in the world or anything like that, but it's different.
It was different. It wasn't trying to be different. It was trying to do something a little bit unique. It wasn't always successful, but there was some good shit on there, and there was some good wrestling, and some guys got fucking over. And like AEW's entire roster is like half Lucha Underground and half New Japan guys. And New Japan guys,
and this is what I don't understand is a lot of these fucking guys are over with me. Like Pentagon is over with me, Phoenix is over with me, and they don't do anything with these fucking guys. Well, a lot of their audience they know them. They saw them on Lucha Underground. They saw the great matches they can have.
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck.
Well, they did.
Like Cage also.
Well, Cage is fucking retarded. How much they fucking it was a fucking clean pin against Darby, but I guess they want to put Darby over, but it's fucking retarded. But go back to fucking Phoenix. I know. I mean, people will argue and they say, well, they gave the title shot to fucking Phoenix versus Kenny, on the fucking show last week. And it's like, fuck off with these TV show main event stuff. And you know what I'm sick of? Really, I'm sick of, because I thought that the New Year's episode, not this last week, but the week before that, I thought that episode was really dog shit. And I thought this week, the second week, I thought this one was better. I thought it was better on track. It was just a normal TV show. Stop doing every couple of weeks these special TV episodes where like you have like these fucking title matches and stuff, and like you're building to these mini pay-per-views, but it's on TV. Fuck this.
Yeah.
It's not interesting. Every time you do it, the ratings tank. Even you can blame the inauguration, but other times they've done this over the year, the ratings have tanked during these things. But ratings for regular Dynamite are fine. Just do TV. Just do the TV and build to 4 shows. Is it this fucking hard? Fucking WWE was doing
two
one
things
a month, and it was too much. Now they did fucking Winter is Coming and that New Year's Bash twice in the same fucking month. It's too much, man.
So two things. So the first thing, you're right. So they talk about, we only do 4 pay-per-views a year. We're building to big programs with long-term booking and telling that's not true. You're hot-shotting for fucking ratings to try and beat NXT. And I'm sorry, but beating NXT shouldn't be the bar for success. Beating this developmental league, the bar for success should be trying to make wrestling mainstream again, trying to get people excited for shows. And look, the second thing, you said the inauguration as an excuse. It's time to stop making excuses. Monday Night Football, the inauguration, there was a basketball game. Look, fucking people used to watch wrestling over anything else.
They did.
Anything else.
Well,
it wouldn't matter. You would tune into Raw. You would tune into these shows because you wanted to see them. If you can't compete with other avenues of entertainment, just shut it down. Stop making excuses.
Well, okay. Now the fucking what's it called? the fucking Capitol riots. That one was fucking, I can see why people will tune out for that, because that was fucking crazy. That you can't compete with that shit. But the impeachment and the inauguration, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to compete with that. And they actually did pretty good against the inauguration. Both AEW and NXT did good.
Well, wait a minute. The inauguration was at noon.
Yeah. Well, there was a primetime Reed broadcast and whole concert thing. It went on the whole fucking day. They made like a whole this is, I don't want to get into this, but they like fucking like brought like the fucking cake and fucking cake and candles out for Joey and had like the whole fucking show with like the Lady Gaga and all that shit.
I'll make the one thing. Do you notice the performers they selected were like Lady Gaga, Fall Out Boy, like these performers that were big when Obama first got elected, and they want to create that feeling of nostalgia.
We're bringing Obama back. It's Obama 2, baby.
And that's what they're trying to build it as, but it's just retarded. Like everybody can see that he's not Obama. There's not the same level of hype. When Obama first came in, everybody thought he was going to be Jesus Christ. Okay. I don't think anybody thinks Biden is going to be this mythical savior. Do you know what I mean? Nobody is buying it. So
I think most people are already pretty pissed. I don't want to get into this because I don't want to get my channel fucking shut down. I've learned the hard way that politics is something to avoid, but I think most people are pretty pissed about how this is doing. But who cares? Because let's talk about wrestling. Wrestling's more important. For example, let's before we get into this AEW review, I want to talk quickly about the fucking Peacock, baby. You know what these bitches who watch The Office want? You know what? You're gonna base your entire streaming service around two groups of people: girls who watch The Office and guys who watch wrestling. This is like two groups that will never meet and connect, but we both have the Peacock. So when I say, "Hey baby, come over," I got the Peacock. She thinks we're gonna watch The Office and chill, but really, it's time for The Rock in WrestleMania, baby. You think when I bring the whores over, you think, oh, you want to watch the Peacock? We can watch Michael Scott in The Office. No, it's The Rock. It's John Cena.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for Peacock, it probably does make sense because I don't think anybody's subscribing to Peacock. This is the situation. Like, there's too many now streaming services to fucking choose from.
To have a WWE network is retarded. Honestly, it's a better deal for me because now instead of paying $9.99 a month, I pay $4.99 and I still get the exact same shit. Like, fuck yeah, fine, do it. I don't care.
It's good for the consumer. Now you're gonna apparently have to watch ads on the $4.99 version. It's $9.99 to have without ads, so it's the exact same price point without ads.
But there's ads on the fucking pay-per-views
and
anyways,
you get the other. Yeah. And you get the fucking, the other shit that's going to be on Peacock. For Peacock, it makes sense because they want to boost that subscriber number. There's a built-in install base of WWE Network people who are going to come over and check out their service and fucking, and use it.
People, there's like the baseline 1.5 million subscribers to the network are just going to keep Peacock forever, which is good for them, their numbers. They already have Raw on USA, so they're already attached to WWE as a program. The only thing you got to question is whether Fox is going to keep SmackDown now or if it's going to go to NBC. And frankly, if I'm NBC, I put SmackDown on NBC on Friday nights. You know, what else the fuck do they have going on?
Well, isn't NBC the parent company of USA anyway?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like NBC Universal and USA, they already have Raw on Monday nights, you know? And the only thing with SmackDown is it's on a network. It's not like on a fucking cable show. It's on a TV network, which actually does give it a big boost in numbers because it's on more homes. Like, so for them, I'm sure they want.
This is just another. It's just another disaster for the fans of WWE. Where, look, Vince is making more money than he's ever made before. They're making money hand over fist. $1 billion guaranteed over 5 years. And they have the Saudi show money that's probably going to keep coming in once they fucking get back to Saudi. They have this big Fox deal as long as Fox keeps them. And they just don't really have to put any effort into their shows because they have this fucking money just rolling in. And they just keep buying out the wrestlers and just shelving them. There's so many wrestlers on that roster that they never see them, Well,
it sucks.
I don't know.
I mean, we can talk a little about. We'll probably do post Royal Rumble coverage Sunday. I don't know if you're gonna be around for that, but I'll be around.
Yeah, no, I'll probably be around for it.
I'll watch it.
I'm gonna be watching it.
But one thing that sucks is that I think whoever wins the Rumble is gonna face Roman at WrestleMania. That's my thing. That's what I think's gonna happen. And I really don't know who could win. I don't know anyone. Like the number one leader right now is Daniel Bryan, and like I don't I could see him go in the distance, have a big story, or whatever. But right now, I don't see Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns being a big match. Just for me, like I don't want to watch that. To me, the only one who could really bring the money in, it would be either I would say The Rock would be the ultimate feud, and that would be big money feud actually with Roman. But probably it's gonna be John Cena. And again, we're going back to Cena again. It's like who are the baby faces on this show that can fucking boost this shit? Who?
Well, I'm just telling you this. I don't want to see Cena come in and bury Roman Reigns right now.
He's not. He's
like even. No, he'll job out to Roman, but if he's allowed to get on the microphone and fucking talk like he did before to Roman, now Roman, like they just can't do what they did to Roman in that No Mercy build where they just throw him in there against Cena and say sink or swim, son.
They're not going. They'll have Cena versus Heyman, and Heyman versus Cena is actually they've done Cena versus Brock with Heyman, and that worked out fine actually. So.
I don't know. It is what it is. I think maybe having Roman go over fuck anybody, it will be fine. I don't know. It's just I don't want them to hurt his presentation.
No,
I don't believe anybody's gonna
right now. Honestly.
And I don't want to because I just don't believe anybody can beat Roman right now, and I don't think they should. And because of that, WWE will do swerves at WrestleMania sometimes where if everybody thinks it's going to go a certain way, they fucking do the retarded clusterfuck booking, What? I mean, they might put Roman in there with Brock. Maybe they'll get Brock back in. Maybe, but I want to see Roman and The Rock.
Honestly,
I want to see Rock.
Roman and The Rock for the tribal chief for the head of the table. You don't even need a title for that, man. That's a fucking who is the head of the table battle. Like that's such an easy, obvious thing, and I hope they do it. My friend in Ireland, who's a big wrestling fan too, he said that that's not going to happen this year because there's no fans. Or limited fans. They're going to wait till they can get a big stadium. And honestly, if they want to fill back up that 100,000 seat Texas stadium again, Roman versus Rock would be a great way to do it. I would maybe do it this year, but next year, keep Roman champion until WrestleMania next year. And maybe have Rock beat him once, and then Roman beat The Rock at the one after that in Hollywood or something, No.
I don't think Rock should ever beat Roman Reigns. I think they just have to put Roman over, have him beat The Rock.
Yeah.
And just have him be the dominant champion for the next number of years. I think that he is what Vince had a vision for him and saw him as a big star. None of us shared that same vision. Now that he's a heel, I think everybody now shares that vision where you now see what he was thinking.
Well, it's obvious. I think Roman's in control. I don't know if Roman's in creative control, but Roman had this idea to do this. It's very clear this is a fucking personal story, and
they're letting him be who he actually is. So when Vince meets Roman backstage, this is the guy that he is. I firmly believe he's a big asshole. I firmly believe he's a bully and he's just a guy who everything in his life has been handed to him because he's got the look and he's got that and that's who he is. And that's what they're letting him portray. And it's great. Everybody else is playing some fucking weirdo character that is disconnected from who they actually are.
Yeah.
But when they let guys be themselves, then they have better success.
What really? I don't know if you've been watching SmackDown, but I've actually really liked the Adam Pearce stuff with Roman. I think Adam Pearce is being who he's supposed to be too. He's a great he's very stoic and bland, but he works awesome as just this guy used to be a wrestler, but now he's just a fucking office suit, and they're making him try and wrestle, and they're beating the shit out of him. But I fucking like it because it feels realistic. It feels cool to give some backstory and meet to this guy who fucking didn't exist before earlier this year, frankly. No one gave two shits about Adam Pearce. And you know what? I don't think people will in the future, but for right now, this works. They've got a compelling story.
But everything Roman and Heyman are touching right now is turning to gold. It's just pure gold. It's the only thing in the industry right now where I'll fucking have somebody who doesn't watch wrestling, I'll fucking watch it with them. And they'll go, okay, I like this. They like it. They're actually entertained by it. They pay attention to it. They see this as a star. Where other shit, they don't give a fuck. It's just a shame that there's not more talent like this to build the show around. It doesn't make sense. There's only one guy. They've only been able to make one guy.
And that's the thing. It's like okay, because they're doing KO. I don't think KO has been Kevin Owens has been good in the feud with Roman. Honestly, I think he's been okay. But what they need to do is build a guy to face Roman, and they can't. That's why I think it's going to be Cena or Rock at Rumble who wins. Because I think you can bring in Cena, have him face Roman, and have it be a pretty darn good feud. It'll be good, and Cena's a believable contender to Roman for Mania.
Yeah.
No one else in the company is a good babyface. There's the only good babyface in the company is Drew McIntyre. He's like the only decent one, and he's nowhere near as good as Roman. I don't believe Drew McIntyre can beat Roman Reigns. I don't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's been 8 years since Cena last main evented a Mania. Yeah. And I've always thought it was a good thing that they transitioned away from that to giving the spotlight to other guys, but none of those guys have been made by that spotlight. Rollins hasn't been made. Rollins should be a big star right now, able to carry shit like a Shawn Michaels. He's not. He's not Shawn Michaels. He's not making it.
Because the fucking
that's a disappointment.
That one match with the Fiend in Hell in a Cell killed him. It killed him forever, and that's entirely on them. But it's also on him the way they fucking handled that shit. It was terrible. He was gonna be their star, and it's over. But I'm sure Rollins is going to come back.
It's over, and he also
both Rollins and Becky are going to come back.
He pissed off a lot of people.
You know what's going to happen?
He pissed off a lot of people on social media as well.
You know what's going to happen? I just realized what's going to happen, and you're gonna not like this. Rollins and Becky are going to come back and both going to win.
I think do Rollins and Reigns. I guess that's what they're going to do. And
yeah, they're going to
that's what they're going to do.
They're going to come back and win their matches.
But that shouldn't happen because right now Roman needs to go over. He needs to go over at WrestleMania. They fucking cut his balls off by having him lose to Lesnar again and again and again. And they should have just pulled the trigger on it against Lesnar because fuck, Lesnar's not even here now. I mean, fuck. And they've had Lesnar lose before. It's not like his mystique would have been hurt that bad by the Roman losses.
No.
And I love Lesnar. I'm a big fan of him. But fuck, like it was like 4 times they were gonna put Roman over him, and then they fucked him. You know,
okay. So it was the fucking 31 where Rollins cashed in, where he had his moment, and that one I think is a fair. I don't think that was whatever because Lesnar didn't even win that one. Rollins did. Second one was at fucking Mania I was at. This one, New Orleans. And he just lost. It was stupid. And then he lost at the Saudi show. But then he did win that year at SummerSlam. But SummerSlam, who gives a shit? It should be at fucking Mania.
No, it should have been at Mania. And he still hasn't had that moment where people are behind him. They're excited for it.
Story, honestly. Fucking Roman wins at Mania. Lesnar wins again at Saudi. For somehow, he just beats him in the cage match. He fucking wins. Get the title back. Big moment for the Saudis or whatever. And then Roman wins again at SummerSlam. He overcomes the odds. So he still gets this big Mania moment, but then he still gets to continue the program. But it's over. Who cares? Yeah. But now Roman is back. I think it all worked out in the end for Roman, because I think his character now is really good.
No, but I'll tell you this. This era of Roman, they've wasted about 5 years of it. They've wasted 5 years of his prime. Now we're going to get 5 years, maybe 10 at best of Roman. You know, and then what are they going to do? So I don't know.
I don't know who they have left. You know who's going to come in? You know who's going to be the next big star after Roman? T-Bar. T-Bar, baby. It's time for T-fucking-Bar.
I'll be honest. I haven't been watching Raw in, I think now, months. Sometimes I check out the YouTube highlights. I saw this last week. We'll get into AEW here because I've just been ranting, but fuck, this week I saw Orton got a fireball to his face, and he's wearing a mask, and he's like a burn victim because Alexa Bliss burned him.
Oh, and they got the fucking pedo Alexa Bliss. Oh, I'm gonna be a child, but I'm a grown woman with big titties. Big titty lolicon. Fucking pedo creepy shit from Vince McMahon and his fucking cohorts.
I don't know. I just don't get why this is happening. I'm just a little bit baffled and confused.
Well, we can talk
it is what it is.
Talk more about this after Royal Rumble we'll have more shit to talk about, just the Royal Rumble thing. Because I'm gonna watch AEW this week, but when we do the show on Sunday.
Are they still doing Goldberg and McIntyre?
Yeah.
Or what is going on there?
McIntyre is gonna be cleared by the Rumble, so.
I just don't know why you would want the PR of putting a fucking mid-50s man in the ring with the had COVID. Like, I don't know why you'd want that PR, for one thing. For two, I don't know who this helps. Is Goldberg just going to win in 30 seconds? Is that what we're going to do? Or are we going to have McIntyre?
He's going to win and Goldberg's going to lose and whatever. It's going to suck.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they'll just put Goldberg over and then have Goldberg win the Rumble as well and then do Goldberg and Reigns. Why not? Just fucking...
You could do it. Might as well.
I mean, I won't be shocked. I will not be shocked if Goldberg goes over. I thought last year, there's no way he'll go over the Fiend. There's no way they'll do that. There's no way Fiend will win. No, they did. They did. So like, I don't know. I don't hate Goldberg. I actually kind of like Goldberg, and I find it funny that he comes back to bury like these guys that Vince has built that gets bored with. And I just think that, like, maybe McIntyre is his project this year that was like the Fiend last year, where he's like, let's have Goldberg come back and humble him. But we'll tell him he got the rub from being in the ring with Goldberg. And he just slaps his thigh because he doesn't give a shit anymore. I don't even know if Vince is trying to just kill his company or what at this point.
You know what he's going to do? Here's the deal. Someone's going to buy the company. They're talking about NBC or Fox just straight up buying the company soon. And he's just going to retire like a fucking like $6 billionaire. He's going to make $6 billion off that deal. He'll probably be the richest man in the world when he retires. Which is going to be crazy. And he'll just go like, ha! I fucking made it. Good luck cleaning up my shit, motherfuckers. And then just let him fucking deal with it. It's like Lucas. Okay, he knows. Oh, that's it! I got it. He knows he's retiring. Yeah. And like Lucas, he's gonna make it the biggest fucking dog shit he can possibly leave for them to clean it, and they're gonna fuck it up, and he's gonna be like, ha, told you, only I can do this. Just like we did with Lucas. Everyone was like, sorry Vince, sorry Lucas. So they're gonna fuck it up big time when Vince isn't there, because he left him a dog shit fucking show, and then everyone's gonna be like, man, Vince was right, he was the best. And everyone will look back. That's his retirement plan. That's it. You know he's retiring like fucking 2 years. He's totally done. I guarantee you he's like, if you ever see him physically, he's like, yeah, he's probably fucking ready to be done with this shit.
He looks frail, but I think he'll fucking run that company till the day he dies. And then after, we'll see what fucking happens. But I'm pretty sure up until the day he literally cannot walk, or like, if he can't even walk, as long as he can talk, he'll be fucking booking the shows from his hospital bed.
Yeah.
Like, that's just who Vince McMahon is. Like, he's just a workaholic. Like, I think the day he retires is probably the day he dies within 6 months. Yeah. Because, like, the only thing that keeps him alive is, like, his workaholic presence, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised if he sold it before he died. Now, after he dies, the whole other fucking story. I think it'll actually get worse after he dies.
I agree.
I mean, even if Triple H takes over and Stephanie takes over, it'll get worse, I think.
I don't know if you've been watching NXT at all. I've been watching the highlights here and there, but from what I've seen from NXT, it's bad. And then the difference between now and when NXT wasn't live is that they are booking week to week and they're booking it live. And guess what? It's dog shit. Do you want to know why NXT was so tightly written and Triple H is such a good booker? Because he has to fucking book all these shows to like do in a single night. When he has to go to week, he's just as bad as Vince. He's actually worse because he can't make big stars out of anyone in NXT.
But why should this shit have to be live week to week? Is anybody really? Because, okay, so there's spoilers out there. Like, how many people are going to look at them? And even if you do look at them, if you're the sort of person who's so invested, you're looking at the spoilers, you're probably going to tune in anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, who gives a shit?
NXT should
and when there's no people there.
NXT should be a Peacock exclusive that airs every fucking Tuesday night, and it should be a tape show again.
I don't know. I don't mind their strategy with NXT right now because it's to cripple AEW. But again, they don't even really need to do that because I don't think AEW is going to steal their lunch money anytime soon. I don't think AEW is in any sort of position to actually challenge the mainstream wrestling fan. Like, most people like who have watched wrestling is WWE for them. That's it. You know, there were people who watched WCW fucking 30 years ago now. Like, it was 30 years ago, guys. There are a few fucking people who watch TNA, like maybe 2-3 million people are aware of that existing.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
like,
is probably
and you're challenging.
That's like the total fan base of wrestling, though. To be fair, like all that WWE has left is between 2 to 3 million people. That's it. That's how mainstream like less we've gotten. But whatever the case, before we gotta get into AEW, we can talk about this all night. But I do want to talk. Someone asked in the chat, is women's wrestling getting better? And the answer is no.
So I'll just quickly. A week before on AEW, there was a match, Abaton or whatever the fuck it was, and Hikaru Shida.
I didn't even watch it.
In this match, Abaton. First of all, okay, there's so much wrong with this match. I'm gonna try and do this quickly, but there's just so much wrong. Abaton comes out, she's big fat fuck, unathletic, can't work for shit, just terrible. Everything she does looks like shit. She's got this prosthetic shit. There's fucking a point in the match where she bites Hikaru Shida's thigh. And then immediately there's like this massive like prosthetic bruise on her thigh. And it actually fooled the person I was watching with into thinking it was real, which was kind of funny. Oh, wow, it really bit them, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's, But then they ruined that. The prosthetic looked okay, actually. But then they go under the fucking ring and bites the neck of Hikaru Shida. There's fucking blood coming out of the bitch's neck, like she's taken a chunk out of her fucking neck. The blood is fake blood. This isn't real blood. It's clearly fake as fuck. And, Hikaru Shida wins with a chunk out of her neck and a chunk out of her fucking thigh. She still wins the match. She's bleeding fucking everywhere from this fucking cut. It was just terrible. It was fucking embarrassing and shameful that they put this on TV. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on. What the fuck? So no, it's not getting much better. It's getting worse, the shit I'm seeing.
Well, that and the Alexa Bliss match, which I saw on Raw, seemed someone posted it on TV, and it's like, yeah, things aren't getting better. Things are actually getting a lot worse. Which is saying something, because it was never.
I don't know. I was watching fucking WrestleMania 28 a fucking week or two ago, and to be honest with you, it was like Kelly and Maria Menounos against Beth Phoenix and Eve. People say it's such a terrible era. It was basically the same quality of women's wrestling as it is now. People talk about this huge improvement. Like, look, Kelly couldn't run the ropes for shit, but at least she looked a bit better than some of these women now. And I think it was more over with people then when it was the Divas.
Well, I think the difference is the matches have actually gotten worse in quality since then, but now they've given them more time.
It's more time. It's more
like, wrestling. Keep the match worse.
Look, women's wrestling is fine as a special attraction. You want to have something if you're watching it with your wife or you're watching it with your girlfriend. Maybe they'll get into the women's match. Or there's guys who are sexually turned on by it. But it's less of a special attraction now because everybody's got Pornhub. Everybody's got fucking Instagram or OnlyFans. So it's not like the 90s where it was like, oh, I'm going to tune in and have a quick fap during the Divas match. Ain't nobody having a fucking fap to this now, especially when these bitches are fucking covered like they're wearing a goddamn burqa. And half of them aren't like, they're not what they used to be in terms of looks because they're not hiring swimsuit models anymore. They're trying to hire real wrestlers. If a real wrestler is somebody who looks like Abaton, you can fucking count me out. Abaton is honestly out of shape. She should not be on a fucking national television show.
She's not a good worker. She's out of shape. She's fat. She's ugly. Now, you can do big fat women. I've said this before. I'm okay with big fat women being in wrestling. Like fucking Awesome Kong, Bull Nakano, even Aja Kong back in the day. You can think of some good fucking big fat women wrestlers, but they gotta be big fat women wrestlers. They gotta be able to fucking work. And they gotta be losing to the pretty women. And Hikaru Shida looks like a man. Because she is a man, because it's a tranny. That's fucking what's-his-face, but...
Nyla Rose, which he isn't even on the fucking show. I haven't seen him in a long fucking time. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But they ought to just scrap the women's division in AEW. I'm sorry. It's time to pull the plug. Yeah. They brought in the Impact shit, and it's still not helping. They brought in NWA, it's still not helping. So it's time to stop trying to solve it. Okay, so we got to get into the show because this is going to take like at least an hour to fucking cover this show. I'm sorry.
God. Opening match. Brody Jr.'s birthday celebration match.
Yeah. I don't want to see a child on television. I don't want to see it.
It was first fine. Of all, it's the fucking Memorial Day. One time.
A tribute show. One time. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Like, I get it. Okay? It's fine. But again, it's like when Eddie died, and then they fucking kept referencing it over and over again, Rey Mysterio, and then they had Vicky on television, and they had Vicky as a romantic love interest to other wrestlers. It felt exploitative, and it felt wrong, and people criticized WWE at the time for that. A lot of these guys who are AEW fans now were smarks back then criticizing stuff like this. They criticize every time a wrestler dies, however WWE reacts to it. Oh, they didn't give him enough of a tribute. Oh, they gave him too much of a tribute. Oh, he was a bastard. This guy shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. These people are so hypercritical of WWE, but when AEW does it and exploits a wrestler's death like this, not a fucking word to be said about it, first of all. Second of all, any fucking normal person who tunes in to this fucking show at fucking 8 o'clock, they're giving it a first viewing, and they see a fucking child, and they see this fucking clown show fucking birthday party with fucking Luther coming out, that big fat fuck who literally only has this job because he sucks Chris Jericho's penis. This guy is not a Japanese legend. He's not. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody's seen him in New Japan. Nobody's heard of him in New Japan. I think what did he work in All Japan in the 90s for fucking 3 months? Who fucking knows? This fucking jabroni, fucking jamoke, he can't fucking talk for shit. None of these people can cut a promo to save their fucking lives. None of them. None of them. And it's just out there looking cheap and cheesy and fucking gay. And you show this to a fucking grown-ass man, they're going to be like, what the fuck? And they are going to change the channel. You show this to women, even women are like, what the fuck is this? Who is the target market? Who wants to see a child's birthday party? I don't mind that they give the child his birthday party fucking AEW. This should be filmed after the show. Not even filmed. This should be a dark thing where they bring the kid out. Hey, kid, we're going to give you this special moment because your dad died. And it should be a private thing. Just, a nice thing for the kid. Instead, we are forcing adults to sit through this fucking children's birthday party fucking crap. And they can't even execute it right. And the talent involved is a disgrace to Brody Lee's memory, actually. This is like literally taking a piss and a shit on his grave, in my opinion. Because it's awful. It's awful. Do you think?
The fucking Serpentico people, they fucking sucked. Whatever, his fucking Dr. Luther wasn't very good. TH2, fucking Jack Evans just doing constant flips. Like he's fucking back in Teddy Hart doing moonsaults off the cage for fucking 3 times in a row. But the thing that bothered me... They can't... Listen, what bothers me is anytime there's a cake in wrestling, someone goes into the cake. It's a tradition as old as time.
He fucked it.
He couldn't even do the cake bump right. He just kind of fell into it. Like, how do you fuck up a cake bump? It's a cake bump. And he's acting like, oh, I can't believe I've got cake on me. He should have just rolled to the ground and fucking cake. But instead he was like, oh, cake? How did this get on me? I don't like cake. It was the...
I can take the cake bump. I could take it better.
I couldn't. I can take it better. I have taken cake bumps better. I have taken honey bumps. I have done that exact bump in my match with fucking Blissfag when I got my fucking face shoved in the honey. That was honey. It doesn't even have the smush effect that a fucking cake or a pie has. And I did a better one than he did. How?
Oh, okay, the kid swing. So there's so much wrong with that spot. The kid swings the kendo stick. Like, his arms are like an Auschwitz fucking patient because he's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, this fuck. Like, what we're expecting, like, a grown-ass man to sell for this. Like, I get that Luther is a bum and a fucking joke and all, but like, the guy's 250 pounds, I think, or at least 200 pounds. He's a big fat fucking man. Like, nobody gets hit like that, falls like that. It just looks fucking cheap and stupid. Guy falls fucking fit. It can't even do the fucking bump right. God damn it. Fucking Luther says in the beginning of the promo before the match that this has become a daycare center. Yeah, it has. It really has become a childish daycare center where these fucking like arrested development wrestlers that they have get to live out their childish fantasies each week, where the inmates run the asylum, and Tony Khan just enables this shit because he's like masturbating himself to it. It has become a daycare center. Like, damn right it has. It's a fucking joke. This fucking match happens. It's a total clusterfuck. I'm not even sure who's in it. There's like 10 people around the fucking ring. Shit's just totally fucked up. Nobody knows who the legal man is. Nothing in the match makes sense. No sort of psychology. Just a total fucking mess. Just a putrid mess. And when this shit segment starts off the show, it's just so putrid and it's so disgusting to me. And I just find it morally reprehensible. I find it to be fucking creatively bankrupt. And I find it to be technically fucking poor. There's no redeemable aspects of this other than, oh, well, we're doing this nice gesture for the child.
Yeah.
Fuck off. This isn't a charity. This isn't a charity. This is a fucking business.
It's a show.
But they run this business like a charity.
Entertainment. It's not entertaining. It's not fun. It's not good. It sucked.
They run it like a charity. Luther shouldn't be there. Serpentico shouldn't have a job. None of these fucking Dark Order bums should have a job. And I haven't even got to the most embarrassing part of the whole segment, which is fucking, what's his name? Silver. Acting like a homosexual, literally getting down on his knees like a homosexual and like talking about how handsome. And there was so much gay shit during the show that it would make you fucking ashamed if you're watching this. If I watched it with Surfer or somebody, I'd be ashamed. This is so gay. He's on his knees. You're so handsome. You're so handsome, Hangman. You're so talented, Hangman. Please, Hangman. Please join us, Hangman. But we're losers, buddy. We need you, you know? And Hangman's sitting there with like his hands on his hips, looking like a big gay fucking cowboy, this big gay homoerotic moment. The fucking banners fucking come down. He said yes, but he didn't say yes. And it's like a big total like corny, cheesy fail. These fucking dancers come out. It's like, what the fuck is going on? We just had this total clusterfuck fucking kendo stick. And this homosexual is like pleading with a gay cowboy to join the faction. You're so handsome. What do you think people think if this is their first impression of the show? I understand, like, it looks like just to us, like a person who's into wrestling. It's like, oh well, it's just a lame birthday cake segment. We've seen a million of these, but no, this is really bad, and it's bad because Hangman's there, and Hangman's supposed to be a main event player. You remember?
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the big title. He's gonna be the world title champion, but now he's a big gay cowboy.
And he's like, trust the plan. Trust the plan. No, what are they thinking? Because like we have him lose to Omega, and I'm like, oh fuck, we shouldn't have had him do that. They're like, don't worry, trust the long-term booking. They're gonna pay this off down the line by having him join a fucking comedic Joker faction. With Colt Cabana as now the leader.
Wait, no.
Take orders.
They're gonna be They're gonna be the Joker faction. Sting's gonna lead the Dark Order, and they're gonna become the Dark Joker Order. It's gonna be the Dark Joker, and it's gonna be like him as Joker Sting, and they're all gonna have the clown face paint, and they're all gonna support QAnon.
I am just lucky that there aren't actual fans there, and that the fans that they do have are a bunch of fucking like virgin losers.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. You put this segment on before, like, real fans who used to watch in the Attitude Era or ECW era fans, or even fans who watched in, like, 2004, 2005. You put this on. They're going to boo it and boo that kid and tell him he's a fucking loser and he sucks, because it does suck.
Yeah.
And if they keep doing this and they fucking run it into the ground and they have -1 on every fucking show, the kid's going to start getting booed, and the kid is going to start getting, like, hate mail. The kid is going to start... Like, if they had an audience of people that did not like this and we're grown men. I'm just saying. And I don't think it's good. Like Dominic, remember Dominic got bullied in school when they did that Eddie Guerrero storyline and Who's Your Poppy?
Yep.
You think this kid's not going to get bullied if the fucking classmates are pulling up on their fucking phones this crap?
No, wait, hold up. He's not in school. They're fine. Because there's no class. There's no school. He can't go to school yet. Right. You can't get bullied in school if you can't go to school.
No, but they give him this contract. They give him this contract too. Yeah, be a wrestler when you're 18, son. Why don't they just put money away in a trust for him so that he can go to college or something? You know, like the wrestling business is a hard business. Who knows if this kid will have the physique for it, the athletic ability for it? Yeah. But, like, if you want to do something nice for this kid, put $100,000 away in a savings account, a trust fund. He can't touch it. Make sure that he's able to go to college and be somebody if he wants to be, or whatever the fuck. I don't know why he needs these cheesy fucking moments on TV, and I guarantee you this won't be the last time.
No.
They'll do this again. They'll do it again.
When, but it'll probably be the next. Eventually they'll do it again. He's on a fucking contract. He's the champion for life. Who gives a shit?
Okay.
Let's move on.
I think that this is really good. Okay. It's just so bad. It's so bad. He's on his knees, gay cowboy, hands on hips. Okay. So then it's what is it next? What happened? The fucking Chris Jericho and MJF promo.
Yes.
Right.
And
it was fine.
It was okay. I actually don't.
Again,
I don't like the MJF Chris Jericho. I think it's holding back MJF from being a main player in a bigger feud. I think this is a weaker MJF feud, but I know it is. I have a feeling this is building to something here, and I'm not interested in seeing MJF and Jericho be a tag team. I think it'll be okay, but at least based on Chris Jericho's work in the ring in the main event, I don't really want to see him wrestling that often, especially in like these tag team fucking. I suppose in a tag team he can rest a little bit more, but you know these fucking gauntlet matches where he's wrestling every week. This is just. It was okay promo. I'm not a big fan of this storyline. It's not the worst thing on the show, but it's very weak sauce for these fucking characters, and they can be doing better.
Do you know it's really bad? It's really bad.
Oh,
it's really bad, this storyline. Do you know why it's so bad? Because it's castrated the other members of the Inner Circle. It's totally castrated them. Like, what the fuck is the point? Like, what is the point of LAX? I'm sorry, I don't even know what they're called anymore. Fucking Martinez? Fucking Hernandez, who fucking knows what they've done to these guys who were big stars for me in Impact, really won me over with their performances at LAX and against the old LAX, the OGs, had a great feud, had great matches with Pentagon and Phoenix and Impact. They fucking put them in here. Now they're not even the main tag team. They're the tag team specialists. They lose to singles guys thrown together, you know? And that's what they've done to these guys. Just totally buried them. Just jabronied them. Fucking Sammy and it will be okay, I guess. But even he has kind of been castrated and thrown in the background. And Hager, I don't even know what they're doing with him. I have no fucking clue what the idea is for him. Does anybody know what they're going to do with him? What's the point?
I think.
Why does he even have a contract?
He just shows up and acts as the muscle, and then he goes and wrestles in Bellator, and he just wins. He's just there to fucking, promote him in Bellator. That's the main thing. That's the whole reason to keep him around, is because he keeps winning in Bellator, and they can promote him if they've got this MMA fighter on their show. He's a legit, fucking badass.
Yeah, and I think that's great, except that they don't actually do anything with that. They just don't do anything. They don't have him win matches, and the guy isn't as bad on the mic as he used to be. Like, he could be fine. Put him with a mouthpiece again.
They need to have him they need to bring back the belt. They need to put him in charge of a Ponzi scheme called 5-Star Wrestling. They need to fucking push back the 5-Star Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He was the first and last.
What's Seb Coulter doing now? What's he doing?
I got a great idea. It's time to bring back We the People... We the Plan Trusters, the QAnon gimmick, QAnon gimmick.
But think of it. No, but think of the genius of that gimmick with the AEW fans who are all kind of like liberal and stuff like that. He would have nuclear heat. He's talking about immigrants need to go, and he starts a feud with the Mexican wrestlers on the roster, like a Pentagon or a Phoenix.
Or even Sammy turns on Sammy and fucking LAX says, "You gotta go back across the border, bitches!" Chucks him out of the ring.
And he's like, the only reason you even got these jobs is because you're Mexican and you always held the Inner Circle back. there's stuff to do with Hager, especially with the Bellator connection he has. I don't like the way they presented him. I don't like the way they presented any of the members of the inner circle. It feels like to me that Jericho doesn't elevate these guys. He keeps them down. It feels like he keeps them down. He's the one getting over. He's the one getting all the love. He's the one getting all the good prominent positions on the cards.
Yeah.
And these guys are fucking doing fuck all. And again, I get it. Sammy's young. He's got a whole career ahead of him. He'll be fine. But, like, some of these guys, like, fuck, Swagger's old, man. If they don't do something with him soon, like, there's nothing to do.
I think maybe the thing with Hager, and this is just me, maybe he's never going to be anything in wrestling. Maybe his gimmick here is just seriously just to promote them on Bellator and let him do essentially nothing on the show, but still promote them, make some money by doing nothing in wrestling, keep a consistent paycheck, and then keep doing his Bellator fights, and that's his real goal. And you know what? Actually, for him, make some money doing essentially nothing. Do what he really cares about. Do what he really cares about in fucking Bellator. I'm okay with if he just wants to fucking do MMA fights. Totally okay with it. And I don't begrudge him for making a quick buck off of fucking wrestling too. LAX though is a travesty. They've wasted these guys' potential. This is their prime years. I saw them wrestle. I didn't watch them in Impact, but I saw them wrestle the Rock and Roll Express at WrestleMania weekend one year. It was one of the best fucking matches I've seen. I saw that entire weekend. They are so fucking good, and they're so talented, and they've got such a great fucking look and gimmick and personality. They're so fucking great, and they're just not doing anything with them. And I hope to God that after this fucking... I hope after the Inner Circle breaks up when MJF turns on Jericho, that they do something and they fucking win the tag titles.
That's the only thing. I'm getting a little too fired up about it, but I'm just upset about them because I think this angle hurts them the most, and I just think it makes them look lame.
Let's make them look like fucking jobbers. I thought that they were going to win this battle and be like, yeah, you think MJF and Jericho are going to win because they're the new team, but really the tag team will win, and then fucking LAX will go on to win it. And then maybe the gimmicks that start with Impact, they'll put him back in LAX. You know, bring Conan over and make him LAX again.
Remember, final point, we'll move on to the next thing, but final point, these fuckers in AEW talk about how they're reestablishing tag team wrestling. They're making tag team wrestling a big deal and respected again. But the dedicated tag teams lose to throwaway put together teams, just like in WWE.
Yep.
You know? And the tag team shit is not being presented as equal to the world titles. I know they try and make it seem that way more in AEW, but it's not. They don't consider them real world champions.
I don't think the tag team champions will ever be in the main event of any of their pay-per-views, at least at this point. But I don't think the Young Bucks are going to main event a pay-per-view anytime soon. I just don't see it. Especially even with Kenny as champion. Like, who's going to fucking... Like, I would rather... The Kenny Omega match is going to be more exciting to me than anything the Young Bucks do. But whatever. Let's move on.
Young Bucks and FTR could have been, but they fucked it. So.
Let's move on. Sting, Darby Allin in the ring, setting up. Taz comes out. They say some bullshit. They challenge him to a street fight. They're gonna do a street fight the next pay-per-view. Like, why? This is a terrible idea. First of all, I'm sure that's gonna protect Sting. It's gonna be all cinematic and fake. But really, why wrestle? Why have Sting wrestle? Why can't he just be a character? Why can't he just come out and do some promos and help Darby get over? Why not have him be like a mentorship figure and do something? No, he's got to wrestle. Because he's not done yet. Because he didn't get to go out on his terms. Because Sting didn't get to go out the way he wanted to, and now he can. And now Sting, you think Sting's going to lose in his pay-per-view debut? Sting's going to Sting's going to pin Brian Cage. Sting is going to pin Brian Cage.
I remember it was now... like 11 years ago. 11 years ago, they did Hogan and Sting at a Bound for Glory, I'm pretty sure. And I said then, it's enough. He needs to retire. They can't wrestle anymore. They can't go anymore. And now we're gonna be promoting in 2021. At that time, people said it was enough. When Rollins broke his back, surely, fuck, then. Good God. Holy fuck, it would be enough. No! Bring him back in. But remember, WWE doesn't care about performers' health. AEW really cares about performers' health and well-being and will give them health insurance. We have Matt Hardy going out there getting fucking concussed, nearly paralyzed for the rest of his life. We're going to put Sting out there. I don't even care if it's a cinematic match. Like, they're still doing stunts. Sting could still get hurt. Then what happens? He fucking breaks his neck. He's in a fucking wheelchair because you guys needed to fucking do this angle. Why? Who is this really helping? It's just fucking jerking off the money mark Tony Khan, who's like, look, I have Sting. Wow,
you know
Sting.
What? I don't want to be that guy. This is the truth. I guarantee you this was Sting's idea. He wants to go out on his own terms. He was pissed because he couldn't go. He got retired by something else. He wants to go out the way he wants to go out, and it's so fucking It's so fucking pathetic and like stupid of him. He needs to step back and realize
you don't enable this.
No, you don't enable.
You don't enable.
You don't enable it, but you do. Just like TNA enabled Jeff Hardy. Now it's all come full circle. The other half of that match. Now we're enabling Sting. It's the other half of that match. It's stupid, but
this is why people look at the wrestling business as a fucking carnival sideshow freak fucking thing. Yeah. Because they do shit like this. And then when guys get paralyzed or guys are fucking dying early, how many of our favorite wrestlers are dying in their 50s and their 60s, way too fucking young, because they had to work one more match or they had to fucking go on this indie fucking run like Terry Funk, and their bodies are fucking brutalized and broken and they can't even fucking wake up right in the morning. You know, and AEW talks this big game about how they're trying to be progressive about shit, and we're going to get Andrew Yang to investigate WWE, and we're going to unionize. It's all just bullshit. They're still the same fucking carnival show act.
Yep.
You know, it's the same fucking shit. And one final thing about this fucking promo. Taz doesn't even make sense in this promo. Usually Taz cuts a good promo. This was a poor promo from Taz. He's like, you guys don't fight fair. You fight dirty. Like, that's not even true.
No.
You guys are cheaters. Like, no, you guys are the fucking cheaters that, like, I don't know, I guess heels lie or whatever.
PPP, he's fake. He's building good heat. That's the heat, brother. The heat.
Is it really?
It's the heat.
Is it real?
It's the heat. It doesn't matter if it gets good heat. Oh, you didn't like it? You thought that was stupid? That's just because you got worked, Mark. You're getting worked, bitch.
I'm getting worked? I don't know. Like, and also, who is that fucking guy in behind them? Like, was that Starks? Like, is Starks the guy wearing the glasses? There's like a new guy in this group.
Oh, that's
I don't know.
Hook is Taz's son.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why does he need to be there? This is like when they hire fucking Bischoff's son. Do you remember when they hired Bischoff's son to be in Aces and Eights with fucking Briscoe's son, Bischoff and Briscoe? Oh god. Anyway, this shit wasn't great. And normally I like Taz's promos, but this one didn't make sense to me.
But we gotta fucking jump through this shit, dude. Like, I'm sorry, we gotta cut. We don't want to. I want to let you talk, but we gotta move on to this next segment where their elite, the young bucks, the young fucks went to Kenny Omega's house, and Don Callis.
You gotta give him 40 minutes, buddy. Holy shit! Oh my god! 40 minutes. Oh my god! Okay, we're going to try our best to get through this quick. Okay, what is with all the homosexual shit on this show? This fucking oil painting of Don Callis and Kenny Omega together. Are we just supposed to, like, not only that, but there was like a video that came out this last week of, did you see this Omega sticking his hands in this guy's pants? Like, oiled up, sticking his hands down this Japanese wrestler's pants?
Jesus. What the fuck?
Hold on. Yeah, so... like, there's that going around, so I guess that's maybe why they've done this. But this fucking homosexual portrait of these two together, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there's some really gay overtones here. The Bucks come in, but they're awful. Their acting is so bad. Every line is stilted, and you can tell. And they're just... what pissed me off about this segment is the constant use of pro wrestling insider terminology. Oh, you're ribbing me. You're ribbing me and this and that, like the constant, like smart, like masturbatory, like we're going to use the insider terms. Mm-hmm. And Callis writing them the check. Why is he writing them a check? What the fuck? It didn't make sense to me as to why he's writing them a check. Like, what is going on? It's like, and then they rip it up and they beat the shit out of Don Callis. None of this made any sense. I don't know who it was supposed to get over. It makes the world champion look like a fag who's getting some sort of weird power bottom homosexual relationship with Don Callis. It makes the Young Bucks look like retarded. I'm sorry, like they get punked out and then they fucking beat the shit out of this guy. I don't know. It was really bad. It was really bad.
I agree. I didn't think it was good either. But you know, I I didn't care. I just like glazed over. I think I went and made some food when this segment came out because I didn't even see the beginning of it. So I have something to say though about this next segment. I have something to say. Cody came out to his new Snoop Dogg theme again, which I guess is a permanent staple. It's terrible. It's awful. This Snoop Dogg theme is the drizzling shits. And now, just let me finish. This was followed up. Well, preceded, I'm not sure who came out first, but Pretty Peter Avalon comes out. Now, Peter Avalon is a fucking nobody who's going nowhere. He's never going to succeed. However, I fucking loved the Sex Jazz Music theme song.
Oh.
The Sex Jazz Music theme song was amazing. He comes out and was like,
yeah.
It's just like this fucking like sexy saxophone with fucking palm trees. It's like the most dumb gimmick. I'm like 3 years old and I think a pro wrestler should be this. But the Sex Jazz Music PPP, that's wrestling. WrestleMania fucking 5, Mega Powers explode. The Sex Jazz Music, the Mega Powers explode.
So I'll tell you, I actually liked this gimmick a lot more for Peter Avalon than the librarian gimmick.
Oh, it's
I think better. As a jobber gimmick, and as he's been presented, this is fine. There's no problem with this. The issue is Cody again making this a charity, making this a Make-A-Wish fucking fed, where the match has to go 10 minutes. Cody should have beat him in 1 minute.
It has to.
This fucking big. And that's what they booked it as, and then they fucking changed it because they had this big black woman come out, which again, it's like, why do we need to give Brandy TV time? If you guys are about listening to the fans, if you guys are about taking constructive feedback from the fans, you're not like WWE. Okay, we don't want to see Brandy. No one wants to see Brandy. Nobody wants storylines with Brandy. Everything you've done with her has been a big failure, and you've had to pull back from it. Why are we making Cody's stories about Brandy again and about fighting some big jacked woman's wrestler who, I don't know, masturbates Shaq or something? I don't know what's going on.
It's because they can't get... I guess they're building the Cody versus Shaq, which is like the... I don't know, I might watch it. It'll be funny. It'll be stupid. But what happened to fucking Mike Tyson? Where'd he go? Why is Mike Tyson versus Jericho not happening? What the fuck happened there? What the fuck's going on? They bring in these celebrities, but they don't follow through with it. Like, I don't even know if Shaq versus Cody's going to happen, because Mike Tyson didn't happen. So why do I believe that this is going to happen?
It's not going to happen, and it's just a big waste of everybody's time. It's a big waste of everybody's time. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Cody. At this point, they try and present him like he is a John Cena or a Randy Orton or a Triple H or like a big star. That's what they're trying to present him as.
I hate to say this. Not. You know who he reminds me a lot of? And this is going to sound stupid. He reminds me a lot of Randy Orton.
Does he?
I don't know. Randy Orton, that neither of them do a goddamn thing for me. I don't think Randy Orton's a star. He's never fucking worked for me. He's always been a fucking secondary guy to Cena. He was never that fucking good. He's a boring wrestler, I think. And more importantly, his character's never been consistent enough for me to care. He's not good. Randy Orton isn't that good. He's only been good when he's a fucking cocky asshole. And then he has to fucking wrestle.
He worked me back then. So as a kid, Orton worked me, and I hated him. And I thought like his heel work really worked, and he was just smarmy and slimy. And the way he looked, he just looked like a guy I hated. And he had that, he was just, hey, nothing you can say. And he came out, he beat up the legends, and like that character worked. And then when he was like the psychopath punting people in the head, like at that time, I was young. I was probably like 12, 13. I thought he was scary at that time. Like he was fucking taking people out. And when he punted them, they wouldn't be seen for months. And they actually had consequences to when he punted people in the head. But sometime, when they had him lose to Triple H over and over again, the feuds with Triple H really hurt him and cut his momentum out from under him. And the last decade since the Christian feud, which was 2011 now,
10
that
years?
Was really his last
10 years ago.
It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. And since then, what was there? The Bryan program was okay. What else was there?
No, so I think Cody and Randy Orton are actually at a similar level, but Cody never had that original run that Randy Orton did. and it's stupid.
Or Cody has never been presented as a world champion and never will be. He's never been a world champion. To try and say he's a big star when he was never WWE champ, never the face of that company, isn't really the face of AEW because Jericho was for that first year.
He's Ring of Honor champion. He was the champion of Ring of Honor, baby. It's a world championship.
Maybe, okay, you might consider it.
He was the NWA champion. NWA champion, baby. NWA world champion. God. You forgot about that. He won that title. He did fucking, to be fair, and I will give him this, he did drag the NWA back into fucking relevancy with All In. Because it was fucking going nowhere fast before then. And after that, it was pretty it got some momentum for Nick Aldis.
I liked NWA, and I liked Nick Aldis. I wish Nick Aldis would do something else now, though, because NWA is deader than fucking shit. I don't know, maybe it'll come back, but I haven't seen anything.
It's back, kind of. They're doing NWA Power, not Power or Thunder. There's another NWA YouTube show they're doing. It's like a dark show.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I haven't tuned into it yet.
Let's move on.
We'll go quick. Most of the shit's done.
FTR promo with Jurassic Express. We already talked about this earlier. FTR now fucking one of them's gonna wrestle Jungle Boy. Who gives a shit? I do like that Jungle Boy's got the fucking Tarzan Boy theme back. That's good. You know, at least they spent some money to get him a decent theme song, but
I guess, but it's a little bit homosexual to come out to that. Like a lot of people think of that as like something to do with the gay community. You know, so I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. I like the song, but it is associated with homosexuality. So it's just, again, it's just some weird shit where it's like got to be gay and pander to gays. So
I never heard that, but that I don't doubt you. I just never heard that before. But moving on. Moxley beats Nick Comoroto, caveman dude.
Comoroto had a decent look.
He's all right. I thought that he got some pretty convincing offense on Moxley because of his size. You know, most of his offense was power moves, which makes sense. I thought it was actually a pretty well booked match. Moxley obviously won because, you know, obviously. And what happened afterwards? I think he got a promo saying that he's gonna beat up Kenny or something, and then and then the Good Brothers beat up fucking Pentagon in the back, and that they're gonna take him out or some shit.
Yeah, it was what it was. It was fine. I think Moxley needs wins like this. Although this guy, I don't know. I think he, you know, it's just the visual of it. He looked bigger than Moxley, so it's kind of, again, it's like punishing these bigger guys that in WWE they might do something with, but here this guy will always be a jobber, even though he's fucking triple the size of a lot of other wrestlers that they have.
I mean, to be fair, though, we have to say, you know, Moxley should, the world champion, the ex-world champion should beat a contender who's not even been a guy. But he got some convincing offense in. It wasn't that bad, but it was... He did.
It's good. It's good. It is what it is. What was there? Eddie Kingston then had a promo.
Who gives a shit? I think... You know, I did notable about this. Lance Archer came out in his Suzuki-gun jacket from New Japan. So does that mean Suzuki-gun's going to come to AEW? Will we see Minoru Suzuki? Is he going to save the company? Is fucking 80-year-old Minoru Suzuki going to come in and be the best wrestler in the company by 3,000 years because he's a fucking awesome? Maybe. That would save this company. If they brought Minoru Suzuki in and he beat the shit out of Kenny Omega, that would save this company. And I guarantee you it would. I don't usually care. But I care about Minoru Suzuki. He's the best.
I don't know. I'm sure some people would care about that.
Have you ever seen Minoru Suzuki beat up Asuka?
No, I've not seen it.
You got. I'll send you the link to that. It's a fucking amazing sight. It's actually incredible.
There was an Omega segment with Callis. Callis had like a big bruise on his face. It was what it was.
Yeah.
Then we had. So we had Matt Sydal and Top Flight versus Matt Hardy and Private Party. And then we're told that Top Flight is like their hero is Matt Sydal.
You want to talk about burying a fucking team? Okay. Matt Sydal is a fucking terrible. I don't know why they hired this guy. He sucks.
He's a joke. He's a big-time joke. The guy, his biggest run was 10 years ago as a tag team champion with Kofi Kingston. Do you remember the picture? I don't know if you were watching at the time, but the picture of CM Punk as WWE champion, Bryan as world champion, Cody Rhodes Intercontinental champion, and Seidel, Evan Bourne, and Kofi Kingston, and Beth Phoenix, and everybody's like, wow. And Zack Ryder was there too as the U.S. champion.
Yep.
And everybody's like, wow, the universe is as it should be. Fuck. None of those guys really amounted to a whole hell of a lot.
No.
But that's his career highlight. This match, I don't even think I really watched. Did you watch it? Was it any good?
Yeah, I was paying attention to this one. I don't know if I told you this since they've debuted, but I know Top Flight. Like I was in training camp with the younger one when I did a wrestling school.
Yeah.
So I personally know both the younger one. I was only like the one class with him, but I know both of them. I know they get the Black Lives Matter thing, but they're from Minneapolis, so they kind of have to. But I'm rooting for these guys.
They're very young.
The one's 19.
Young.
He's like younger than I am. He was fucking awesome when I saw him in training camp. I did one boot camp with Ken Anderson once, and he was there, and so I kind of saw him like start out, and so I'm invested in this team mostly because of the personal connection, because I fucking know these guys. So I care about them. I think they're actually really good. I think they can throw great punches. Yeah. They're what Private Party should have been. They've got good basics, good fundamentals. They're good at telling stories. The couple times they've had him cut up, the older one cut a promo, he's actually been pretty good. I think they're really fucking green, and they should be losing for a while. But there's a future there. I think there's a talent future there, and they've got potential.
Yeah, I think these are the sort of guys who belong on Dark right now.
Yeah.
And I think that especially to put these guys up against Private Party waters down both these teams, because to me they seem like very similar, in terms of their like aesthetics, in terms of their like work style and everything like that. They seem kind of similar, and it feels like they have two of the same tag team going up against each other. I don't know why we have Matt Hardy working with green guys either.
No.
Especially when Matt Hardy's had these health scares. That's the only real critique I have, because again, I just knew like, by this point in the show, I was so sick of it, and I just like skipped through this because I knew, okay, it's going to be an okay match, but I know it's probably going to go 15 fucking minutes, 20 minutes, and I don't want to watch it. I think it only went 12, but still, fuck. That's the only criticism I have. Hardy shouldn't be working with green.
No, I think I have a problem with Private Party. I think Private Party specifically are it's a pretty terrible team. I think specifically, I don't think they get storytelling of wrestling. I watched them do their story segments on, I think, a couple of YouTube shows once, and I've watched them tell their stories, and they don't know how to structure things properly. They're not good at that basic fundamental aspect of getting from point A to point B in the story. They're not very good at making things happen that way. And I don't think there's a future in them. I don't think they have a future potential. Versus, like, Top Flight is way greener, and I think they're worse as a team right now because they're greener. But I think their fundamentals are much stronger. Like, the guys in Top Flight, they botch more because they're young. But when they throw a punch, I believe that throwing a punch. Their punches look fucking solid. They look like good, worked wrestling punches. Versus, like, these fucking guys, they've, like, learned how to do things wrong. Fucking Private Party have. And I don't like it.
But what you have to realize is that the AEW management prefers Private Party who knows how to work wrong, because that's what they like. They like clusterfucks, they like no psychology, and they think that because Private Party has no respect for anything in the business and act like a bunch of fucking goofs and have no interest in learning, that they're great. Those are main event stars. Whereas Top Flight, if they have their heads screwed on straight, are good athletes, are interested in learning, they'll be buried and released. So that's just how they seem to work at AEW. They want to punish the people who are good and successful and reward people who are garbage. It's some sort of weird, bizarre Marxist philosophy or something like that they have here at this company. I don't know.
Yeah,
makes me pretty sick.
Before we move on, I did get up the that video of Asuka being up.
I'll have a look at this.
Yeah,
shit.
Pull this shit up.
Want me to pull it up now? Here we go. Oh, she's like ragdoll.
Yeah. Look at him just fucking take her.
Yeah. This is like our fantasy, isn't it, buddy?
This is awesome. This is fucking amazing.
Oh, she's really hitting her good.
Listen, fucking Minoru Suzuki, he's a fucking MMA legend. Like one of the founding fathers of mixed martial arts here. Just killing a woman. Killing a disgusting female. Just because he can.
Elbows are good.
He's like just fucking chugging Marufuji.
He's no selling buddy shit.
This is awesome. just kicked her in the fucking head. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, fucking down there.
He fucking kicks his own partner out of the fucking ring. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
really that's quite excellent. I enjoyed that. See, but this is the thing is like now the audiences in America are such big vaginas. If they
would
showed
hate
something
that.
like that,
they couldn't do that shit.
but that would get a guy so much heat if he was allowed to. If Orton was just allowed to beat Alexa Bliss like that and just fucking like
can
just
you
stiff
imagine?
Her?
Oh, that'd be so amazing. Oh my god, I would lose my shit. Honestly, to save this
But that's what Orton's character should be doing.
If you want, oh
like,
my
Orton's
god,
character should literally open her up.
Okay, so here's what should happen. So Alexa Bliss is gonna be in the Royal Rumble. She's gonna face Asuka. I think she's gonna face Asuka this Monday or something. Like, right? Actually, it might be happening now. Orton should just come out, fucking RKO her, and then punt her, and just fucking kill her in the middle of the ring. It would be so amazing. Oh, that'd be awesome. Do it.
It would be. It would be pretty fucking good, man. Oh, it would be so fucking good. Hello?
Yeah, you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I was wondering what the fuck happened there. All right. We'll get through the rest of this show fairly quick. We'll talk. I said we'd talk about this a little bit. It was Penelope Ford versus Layla Hirsch. Did you watch this
midget?
match?
I saw the midget girl come out, and I'm like, she's so tiny. She's like a hobbit. She's like a little baby hobbit bitch. And then fucking Charles Taylor comes out in his tuxedo. I will say this. Miro is with that tracksuit, that like with the fucking Bulgarian flag with the baby blue tracksuit, fucking stylish. I wish I could look that good, man. That's a fucking stylish tracksuit. He looked fucking primo. He looked money, man. He looked fucking cool. But
I don't know. So here's the thing. I think that this gimmick of Chuck, like especially because Trent's injured, right? It's Trent that's injured, and he'll be out for how long? A few months now. Yeah. He's legitimately injured. So I think that this is a great gimmick to put Charles Taylor in, Chuck Terrell, or
this is awesome.
And I think that this should have went for months, but they've put an expiration on it 2 weeks from now. They could have built so much heat with this. Vignettes week after week of Charles humiliating him, and then build it up towards Cassidy getting his freedom back, or Trent coming back to get him his freedom back.
Yeah.
Like maybe have Cassidy lose the match at first, and then it looks like there's no hope for him, and then Trent comes in and fucking, gets his push or whatever.
You're right. You're right. This should last like a couple months. This should last till the next pay-per-view at least until the fucking Revolution. But when that's at the end of February.
It's 2 weeks. So it's just next week, and then it's done. And that's just... I don't even know why you do this.
I don't want to say this. They got to do something to keep him in the gimmick. They have to. I think you're right. They're gonna kill it too short. But they have to keep this going for as long as possible because this is money.
And look,
like the fucking.
It is, and him telling him
as Charles Taylor. Oh, come here, Charles. Shine my shoes, Charles.
No, there's so much they could do and really make Miro like a despicable heel and play into this like his new type of character where he's like a fancy man or whatever the fuck. There's so much they can do, and they're not going to show it. And like, and the announcer goes, "Oh well, imagine what's going on in private behind closed doors that we're not seeing." Yes, there's so much we can do with this gimmick. Like, I remember they did this with Bobby Roode at one time.
Oh,
they've done it with a lot of
wrestlers. I remember that. Oh, that'd be
with
good.
Jeff Jarrett, I think. Like they've had a lot of different times where they've done this gimmick, and like it does get heat, and I like it. I think
Bobby Roode and Eric Young did this when Eric Young came in, fucking way back in early days of teen. I remember that now. And Eric Young had to be his servant, had to obey Bobby Roode because Bobby Roode got him the job or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's a money. It is a money. They gotta drag this out. I believe you that they think they won't drag it out. However, there's a chance that they will find a way to make this go on longer, and they should. They should make it go on until at least the pay-per-view. I think they should go to Double or Nothing, their big show in fucking May. Make it go that long. Have the big blow off where Orange Cassidy wins his freedom.
Yeah, the whole thing is, okay, Trent's injured, so what do we do with this guy? Because this guy isn't really a believer.
Yeah.
His gimmick is with the best friends.
And Orange Cassidy's part of that unit still, so you can build, and this is a way to build both. It builds Orange Cassidy, it builds Miro, and it even kind of builds Chuck, because when he gets his freedom, he'll be a big baby face. Potentially.
Yes. And hopefully by then, crowds are back, and there's a big pop for it. Now, when he gets his freedom,
the first show the crowds come back.
Pop.
Actually, the first show they have real crowds back. They can have him come out. The first show they don't do a Daly's Place, they do in a new arena. They can have him come out, and they can have him just stand there. And Miro's bullying him. He's pushing him down. He's like, "You're gonna do what I say, Charles. You're gonna listen to me, Charles." And then he's gonna sit there. He's gonna fume. And then he's gonna rip the bow tie off, and he's gonna start walloping on him. And that's gonna be the big moment.
Yeah, there's a lot they can do with this, and like it's just silly to me that they're gonna only do this for 2 weeks. They're only going to do this segment, one next week. This is something where if they need to fill 2 minutes on a show, they can do a vignette. They can do 2 or 3 vignettes a week. There's a whole bunch of ways they can really milk this for months. But no, they're just going to fucking throw it away. It's a shame. So far as this women's match goes, Penelope's okay.
I actually think Penelope is one of the better women's wrestlers. Maybe because she's got big fucking tits, but I don't. Oh,
she's really hot. She's really hot, like platinum blonde.
She's got big tits, nice ass. She can do some good athletic moves, and I don't think her matches are like they're not like super like crazy, but they're structured in a way that she can like work her style fine.
Yeah,
I think Layla Hirsch probably. I'm sure she's got like some MMA background or whatever actually, but she's too short, man. She's a fucking tiny midget. Maybe that's like I think tiny midget works better in women's wrestling than it does in men's. I think Layla Hirsch is more believable as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Than Marco.
I think she has like some sort of judo. I think she has like a judo background. They were saying or something like this. One of the girls that they were showing last week had that background. I don't know if it was this girl, but it was all right. It was an all right little women's match. It was better than most of the ones they have.
It was honestly one of the better. I think it's one of the better ones they've ever done. Mostly because I was laughing at Charles. But you know what? They made the story of the men add to the match. It wasn't just like we have to let these women go out and be their own thing. The women should be part of the fucking show as a whole. I don't want them to be part of the show, but if they're gonna be there,
they enhance like on something like this. They enhance it, and they're like a little ancillary, like an enrichment to the main thing. They're more of a supplemental thing than the main. Like an appetizer. They use 7-10 minute segment.
Yes,
there's something different on the show, but they don't present it in that way. At least in WWE, here in AEW, they're almost forced to present a 7 or 10 minute segment because they have nothing. They have fuck all.
They have no women's talent. But whatever the case, Good Brothers.
So next week,
Good Brothers. Beat up Pac. What do you think about Good Brothers? I actually like the Good Brothers quite a bit. I think they're a good team. I've liked them since they were in New Japan. I think they're a little bit too smarky, but I think they're pretty. They come off as a pretty genuine people. I enjoy their bits. I enjoy them.
My issue is they always hype up these guys, Gallows and Anderson. They hype them up to fucking, and then like in WWE, they didn't do fuck all with them. What was the like Bullet Club thing? Like I've seen this, and it's not been good before, so it's hard for me to get excited about it.
Yeah.
When you put it in the hands of AEW, who. Okay, like they just haven't been booking people right. Like Hangman's not being booked right. So how can I trust that they're going to book these guys properly and actually get them over? Hopefully it's a good home for them. Hopefully they build this right and they do it like it was in New Japan.
Like you've only seen them in WWE. I saw them when they were back in New Japan, and back then AJ was the leader of the Bullet Club, but Carl Anderson was the mouthpiece. He's the guy who did all the promo work for AJ and everyone else because he's a pretty good promo back then, and he's a good.
But why has nobody used him? Why has nobody used him in that role? Okay, because like I know of Luke Gallows, and most people do, as CM Punk's bitch in Straight Edge Society.
Yeah. As
being Doc on TNA, like he was a fucking in Aces and Eights. If nobody remembers that shit. Like he was AJ's minion. Like he's always just presented in like this minion role, and he's never stood out to me. And Anderson, like the only thing I've ever seen him do is be AJ's minion and never talk and be a fucking mute.
Yeah.
If he has a personality, let him show it. Let me see what he has.
I think they haven't let him do either of them do promo work, but on TNA they do promo work all the time, and Anderson's good as a promo. He's not as good as he was in Japan on TNA because TNA's production value is so stilted right now. It's hard to be good at anything right now.
Oh, he's been giving promos on Impact. See, I haven't been watching these Impacts since they've come in. I watched the one. I watched the first one, and then I was like, okay, well, it just seems to me like it's a little bit.
No, and I don't know. They're okay. In fact, I don't think he's as good as he was in New Japan when he was like fucking like he was like a full on ultimate American heel, and all he would do was talk about how he fucking loves cheeseburgers and shooting guns to these fucking Japanese. He's like a fucking filthy gaijin to these Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great for Japan, but what is his character going to be in the U.S. that's going to get him over? Is he going to talk about the American healthcare system or something?
I don't know.
It sucks, or is he going to talk about?
So he kind of just talks. He does a lot of stuff talking about Japan and stuff. You know, which his whole career is. He's a New Japan Dojo guy like that. He's not some guy who grew up in. He's American, but most of his career was spent over in Japan. That's what he's fucking done. That's his That's his life, is being a Japanese pro wrestler. But you know, you give it a shot. Maybe you want to watch one of these Impact episodes. If you do, you'll agree with me. Probably the production value with a no crowd is so terrible. It's not good. Like the AEW and WWE have figured it out. Impact really hasn't. And you know, I'm not a big fan of. It's hard for them to get over because mostly it's hard. It just feels empty there. But
Impact, yeah. But the thing about Impact is, and the show I watched, the one show where Omega came in and they did the promo and the trailer.
Yeah.
To me, that's how Impact has felt for a very long time. Impact has never really had big crowds for a half decade.
No.
So like for me, it's they have a dead crowd or no crowd. It's like, okay, well, this is just what Impact is.
Yeah.
And you just roll with it.
But you know, I think Anderson has a real chance. He was a fucking G1 finalist. People forget that, you know, like he's a fucking like legit like singles and tag team guy. And Gallows probably got a new lease of life as Anderson's tag team partner. Anderson's the real talent of the team, but I've
just not seen this Japanese stuff, and I'll tell you, like nobody, like I know a lot of people probably watch this show. I've seen Japan, and a lot of people on the internet have seen Japan.
It's a niche product. It's not like a fucking.
Most people have not seen Japan. There's no fucking way to watch New Japan, and even if there was, I don't know how many Americans would really like it. You know, it's a product for Japanese people and for people who like Japanese culture in America, who appreciate it and appreciate strong style wrestling and that. Like even the times I've gone in to watch New Japan, and I go, okay, yeah, this wrestling is good, but it's not that much better. It's not unbelievably better.
The difference is that the focus is just on the wrestling. From the I mean, we've been going a long time, so I won't go too much into this, but the reason I liked watching it a lot, especially when there was a good run back in 2017-18. I didn't like the 2019 and 2020 run of New Japan, personally. So far this year, there seems to be good. I know Matt fucking Kawato is the fucking junior champ or being the main event for all these shows. But what's nice and good about New Japan, their production value is the cleanest out of any of these companies. Like, you look at AEW, look at WWE, it's very fucking, like, bright lights and, like, harsh editing. Even AEW has some pretty shitty editing sometimes. New Japan has the cleanest fucking production value of any of the major wrestling companies. It's not I'm not saying it's fucking high-end. It's nowhere near as good as fucking Attitude Era, WWE, or WCW. But it's very good production value. And there's essentially no promos from anyone. There's basically no promo time at all. Which is a total fucking contrast. Like there is nothing but wrestling. It is not a story. It's not a soap opera. It's not a story time thing. It's straight up. The only promos you see are after the guys who win the main event get promo time, and in between, and when they're doing their entrances, they get like 5 seconds to do character work. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna beat this guy up," and then they go in the ring.
Yeah. So the thing for that is, I don't know if Americans, and I don't think people in general watch wrestling for the wrestling. I think people watch wrestling for the stories and the characters. And I think that's why wrestling has a special appeal, is because it's a combination of sport and theater. And I think if you just have the sport aspect of it, a lot of people go, well, why don't I just watch real fighting? Why don't I just watch UFC? Why don't I just watch boxing? And because then I get to see real violence, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a tough fucking road to hoe to sell that, I think, to an American audience.
I think it's totally. And the thing is, there is storytelling. It's just not told through promos. There's just no like. There's no promo segments.
I know, and you have to have a brain to appreciate New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think,
Sometimes.
because you have to analyze it. Well, you have to analyze the matches, the story being told through the physicality in the ring, and you sometimes you're creating the story yourself
in your head.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. It's a lot of the time, like you watch these art films and people create their own like headcanon of how the story is or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what people do with New Japan. And then because they've created this great story in their mind for the match, they think everybody else is getting it in that same way, but they're not. You know? Yeah. So I just
not everyone is on the same way. It just seems a little.
All right, let's fucking finish this off. What was there? Fucking
one last thing I gotta say about New Japan. Yeah. We'll move on. And then move on. The thing that New Japan does well, I agree. I think the lack of promos does hurt its international people. But what it does do well, it's got the best structured shows and it's got the best tournaments in any of wrestling. There's no other company that does tournaments well besides New Japan. And tournaments in wrestling can be very fun. Like watching the G1, it's a long fucking process. Or watching the New Japan Cup. But like watching this like fucking series of matches that actually mean something, lead to a finale. It's a fucking exciting feeling, and watching the G1 finals every year is good. And and WWE hasn't done a good tournament ever. Besides maybe some of the King of the Rings were good. AEW hasn't done a good tournament either.
Why is AEW not doing it? Why is AEW
That's a good
not
fucking
just
question.
Because they've adopted this like pro record thing where you count the wins and the losses. So why not have tournaments? Why not do it this way?
Do a fucking G1. Just steal it. Just steal the G1. Do a fucking, put all your male wrestlers, every single one, in a big fuck you round robin tournament. Every single week you have to do these fucking matches for like a fucking half a year. And the culmination at the end of this half a year feud at the pay-per-view, where it's a fucking like, where after like this grueling fucking match, only the best fucking wrestler, the guy who won the most, is gonna be champion.
But I'll tell you why they haven't done it. And it's because they don't want to step on New Japan's toes, because they're hoping that New Japan will work with them and let them borrow some talent and collaborate in America. I think that's what it is. So they don't want to steal too much from New Japan. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like the thing with like Bullet Club, like they're not calling them Bullet Club yet, right? Like they just kind of like allude to it. And I wonder if that's also because they don't want to step on New Japan's toes. But I think they should just say, fuck you. And just do their own thing. And if they want to get a wrestler from New Japan, offer to pay him double or triple to come to America. But again, like these guys aren't going to translate to an American audience the same way. It's just two very different things. It's a very different world, Japanese wrestling. And it's a different world, lucha as well.
I want them to be different. I want to keep Japanese wrestling its own thing, and I want to have American wrestling be its own thing. But you know, I want to be able to go to Japanese wrestling and watch it because I like watching it sometimes because it's refreshing. It's different. But you can't have it, whatever. Let's move on because we should talk about main event here. I guess MJF, we talked about it a little bit. They buried this fucking Santana and Ortiz to put Jericho and MJF over. It was pretty obvious when MJF and Jericho had the combined theme that they were going to win. You know, it was a fucking kind of a boring match. I thought the work was good. I thought Hager looked really good. He fucking came in and dominated for most of the match. MJF tags in. The first thing he does is fucking sell for Hager, which is good. But, you know, I think it really hurt Santana and Ortiz. I think Hager and Sammy looked pretty good, but I thought Santana and Ortiz, they got some great offense in, but I don't think they look good. And I think them getting pinned was a bad idea. I think they should have pinned Sammy. I think MJF should have pinned Sammy, but...
You know, one of the critics I saw give this show a really good review. His main critique of the show was Jericho's lion salt. He said Jericho should stop doing the lion salt.
I agree.
He's probably right. I mean, even like one of these diehard marks for AEW, even they are saying like Jericho should lay off the lion salt because it's not looking great, and he's struggling to do it.
He can't fucking do it. Then you know what? He should just stop. He should be a man, wake up, and say, I can't do this move anymore. I should do different moves. Ric Flair, when he got in his fucking plane accident,
hurt himself.
Stopped doing high flying moves and just did Ric Flair. Be fucking Ric Flair. Just do. You're a smart enough worker that you can sell and do good shit without having to do high flying stuff.
He's always been a mat-based submission wrestler. So why is it so hard to fucking... I don't know, like he knows a lot of submissions. Like I've seen him work a mat-based style before. Why can't he just do this? Like, why can't he work like a Zack Sabre Jr. or something like this? Work that style. Honestly, I wish more people would work that style.
Me too.
Like, I want to see,
especially in AEW. The only guy who does it is fucking what's his face from TH2. The not Angelico. Angelico's the only submission based guy in that entire company. Even Pac, who does the submission stuff, doesn't do a lot of it. Jericho is not a great brawler. People say he should be a brawler. SMG say he should be a brawler in the chat. I think he should be a submission guy. He needs to be different in the company. And right now there's too many brawlers and too many high flyers, and there needs to be more fucking submission.
I think a lot of the American companies have gone to this idea that if to have a submission based wrestler means people have to tap out. And tapping out makes guys look like shit. But the thing of it is UFC guys, like, they tap out. That doesn't make them soft or retarded. No. Like, when you're in a move and it's going to break your fucking arm, if you don't submit to it, you have to tap out to it. Like, and to present these mat-based moves in a more realistic way, I think would help things. Yeah. And I really like it. And I really like wrestling. My favorite wrestling is, like, grappling, like the change of submission holds and counters. Like, I really like Zack Sabre Jr.'s work, except he's so small. I wish that somebody a bit. He's too skinny, but I like the way he works, and I wish more guys worked that style and had so many different moves.
I just say you'd probably really like Suzuki then, because Suzuki does Zack Sabre Jr. shit, but he's small, but he's more buff, and he's a fucking vicious dude. You'd probably like Suzuki a lot.
Yeah.
You'd probably.
I'm sure I would. Like, I like any of these guys in Japan who are like legitimate shooters and MMA guys. They're all great fucking workers, like Sakuraba. You know, some of the Sakuraba shit and like Pancrasi and those guys involved in that are all great motherfuckers, and I'm sure I'd love their work. It's just, it's not very accessible. And you know what I mean? You have to go back. Oh, shit.
Okay, we're back. I think my internet just dropped. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody brought up the Bound for Glory tournament that Magnus won was basically just the G1. It was, but the thing of it is that fucking tournament, was it the Bound for Glory Invitational or whatever it was? Like, they would always add, like, matches that had, like, happened off of TV that I don't even think actually happened. They fucked with the points totals constantly.
It was.
I think there was, like, they did a couple of them. And it was retarded. And, like, the way that it was done was, like, a pinfall was 10. A pinfall was 7. A submission was 10. And then, like, winning by, like, count out was 3. Just stupid fucking rules that were arbitrary and made no sense.
And see, the G1 is good because of that, because it's 2 points if you win, 1 point if you tie, nothing if you lose. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, that's how, like, soccer tournaments and stuff are run and actual things in real life. So that makes sense. I don't know. It's a real shame. I want to bring up one thing before we close out the show. I know we're running a bit late. Today I started playing a game on the Nintendo Switch called Wrestling Empire.
Oh, you fucking played that? Game? Yes, I have. Fucking Jake. It's not the guy. It's like one guy who makes that game. It's just like one fucking dude who's making the entire thing. But it looks so terrible.
It shows.
It
shows. Like,
isn't like Kane like purple? It's like his name's like Bane or like Zane or something like that.
Yeah. So, like, I'm playing as a dude in career mode. It's like the creator wrestler is Alan Gator. They've created a wrestler named Alan Gator. They have a wrestler named Slap Nuts. They have a wrestler who's Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is Slap Nuts. They have, like, all the wrestlers. They have, like, 400 wrestlers, but they all have, like, dollar store names, and they look slightly different. Like, I think Macho Man is Musta Man or some shit like this.
Musta Man.
It's fucking jokes. I'm fucking playing this shit, and, like, what happens? You play this career mode. It controls exactly like a No Mercy would. Like, it's exactly like an N64 wrestling game. It looks the same. It plays the same. But the issue is, it seems to go more into the territory of being like the ECW N64 than it does No Mercy. Like, the hit collision is a bit hurting, you know? Like, and shit's just fun. Like, crazy shit's happening. Like, there don't seem to be any, like, consistent rules. Right. So, like, I pick up, like, a steel chair. You hit them in the ring with the chair, you get disqualified, right? And you get fucked. But if you hit them outside the ring with the chair, it seems to work out fine. And it seems the ref just doesn't do shit. You know,
that's Japanese rules, like, brother. That's Japanese rules. That's in the fucking character.
But it's like totally randomized. Like this, like all sorts of crazy shit's happening. Like wrestlers are running out with like dynamite and like throwing dynamite in the ring that fucking explodes. God. Sometimes he fucking suplexes the dude. Yeah, it's actually you should tell because I just started playing it today. I was playing it. I was waiting for you to get on. Fucking, I suplexed the dude over the ropes and he exploded. It was like an
like, that's great.
Okay, so like you're fucking like going week to week. So like you start off. So I've started off in wrestling school, and like right away, like Vince McMahon of this wrestling school comes out. It's like, what, you thought you'd be in the big leagues, son? No, you're gonna have to work your way up, and you got to take care of yourself in this business, dude. You know, otherwise you're gonna end up a broken mess. And like, so you fucking some weeks, like you're wrestling week to week, like in wrestling school, like jobbing.
Yeah.
And like I got an offer from like New Japan to come in and be an enhancement talent, but I'd have to lose all my matches each week in order to get paid.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck that. And I said, I'm going to stay in wrestling school. So then like the next fucking segment, this guy comes up to me and is like, hey brother, you're going to have to pay me money or I'm going to shoot on you, brother. In the back, like guys come up to you in the backstage and harass you for money. I need $200. And I'm like broke in wrestling school. I'm not giving this fucking guy $200. So he jumps you backstage with weapons in the backstage. You gotta fight him. So I barely beat him in this fucking match, right? But then I go into my next match and like I'm crippled. Like I barely have any health for this match because I fucking fought the dude instead of paying him off. So then this motherfucker just like tombstone pile drivers me and I get a neck injury. So then I get a neck injury and then the boss comes to me and he's like, you think you can work hurt, son? Can you suck it up for the business, son? You know, so I'm like, all right. So I sign up to fucking work hard. I fucking get in the ring. Like my health bar is just non-existent. Like it's just flashing. Buddy fucking puts me in a snap mare immediately and puts like a chokehold on and breaks my neck in 12 seconds and I lose. So then I'm out for like 6 weeks with this fucking injury. And every time I've come back now, these motherfuckers keep jumping me for money. So like I either have to like give them all my money and then I can't connect with the fans because I don't have a good gimmick or whatever because I can't afford to fucking have a megaphone or something. I have to give them my money or they beat the shit out of me and I lose the matches and I just keep losing these matches because they're just fucking murking me. So
wow,
I don't know.
And they call that Brian Cage the life story.
Oh, but it's like there's like 8 different wrestling federations that you can get into. There's like a Maple Leaf one, there's a Japanese one, a Lucha one, and there's like WWF and AEW like knockoffs. I don't know, and it's like very random. Like it's just all the wrestlers are like.
I'm sure it's like fucking like RNG basically. Like what's gonna happen today? Oh, you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, you're just gonna get fucked, and like you can't win some of these matches. Like they put me in like a 3-on-1 like match. Like right away, I'm like injured, like half health, fighting 3 fucking dudes, and it's like, and then it's like, well, you know something, brother? Now we're gonna jump you backstage, and you're gonna lose all your money. So
that's awesome. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this. Like it's Wrestling Empire, right? It's fucking M. Dickey or something. Yeah,
it's M. Dickey's game. But I don't know. It's kind of impressive that this one dude made this game. But it's like,
but it actually runs on the Switch, unlike the fucking WWE 2K game or the fucking Battlegrounds game.
Also, like it works. Like it is exactly what you would expect, like a game from 1998 to be. It is exactly like that. So, like if you're nostalgic for that, then it is good. I have
my copy of No Mercy here somewhere. Oh no, well, I won't grab it, but I have No Mercy still. Like I fucking have that game. It's a fun game.
It is a fun game, you know. And I don't know, like I shouldn't say it's as bad as the ECW game. Like the collision detection is better than that ECW game for N64. It's pretty on par actually with those like WCW Revenge, like No Mercy type gameplay. It's just like you don't really have complete control of what's going to happen. Like you're just mashing the buttons and like hoping for the best.
That's wrestling.
Shit just happens.
That's wrestling.
Shit just happens.
Shit just happens.
So yeah, I don't know. If I would say like if you can get it, I think it was on sale for like $20. I think it's like 20. They want like $25 for it or some shit like this. If you could get it at $10, I think it's really a wrestling fan. But again, like I don't know, like I haven't played a whole lot of it yet. I just put like 2-3 hours into this career mode. There's like a character creator that seems to have quite a few options for customization. But there's no like online multiplayer, which is kind of a missed opportunity. But the thing is, like, I imagine it would just be a clusterfuck. It's one guy.
I bet there'll be no server, so you'd be running peer to peer, which would be a fucking like it'd be worse than Smash Bros. I'm guessing. You know, it would be really fucking bad. So I'm okay with there not being. I mean, it sucks, but get some fucking friends over. You know, get some real friends. Has Surfer played it with you yet? Has he made a character?
Yeah. No, he hasn't made. I don't know. We'll probably maybe we'll do a stream of us playing it or something like this.
That's a good idea.
But it's a fun little game. It's a fun little game, and I wanted to plug it for people because I don't think a lot of people know it even exists. But it's on the Switch eShop now. I think it's on Steam. I've never played. I don't know if you played like Fire Pro Wrestling or whatever it is. People say that's like a better version of it.
No, Fire Pro
is good.
Fire Pro is like a 2D game. It's not a fucking 3D game like M. Dickey's game. Like Fire Pro has been like a series since the SNES. It's like the fucking like it's really old. I like Fire Pro Wrestling World. It's a good game, but it's not like a 3D wrestling game at all. It's like a 2D like sprite based game. You have a lot of control over what you do, but it's so the problem with Fire Pro is it's so fucking hard to get into because you have to fucking like get it. You have to be super autistic to create a single character. To be like a fucking hyper autistic madman to like make a single character for it, and there's like no like real way to easily jump into it and have like a good easy fun time. Yeah.
But I mean, this is totally like casual. Like this is like totally like just very very fun. Like don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get it for a decent price.
Yeah. Or if it's on
like,
PC,
the career mode being fun.
If you're on PC and you can't afford it, just fucking pirate it, man. I'm not a big piracy advocate, but I am. So if you can't afford this game and you're broke and you have a PC, pirate it. It's not you're missing on the
just fuck it.
Just fuck it.
Like this motherfucker, like he just wants, I think, people to play his game anyhow. Although he's charging a little bit too much. I got it for $19.99 Canadian, which was like $5 off when it first came on to the Switch shop.
Yeah.
Which was like last week, and then I've been waiting to play it. I've been like, I don't know. I'll play some other shit. I'll play Phoenix Wright. Like I went and got Phoenix Wright. I went and got
good game.
I got fucking Postal, which has not been the greatest.
No.
I like it though. I like twin stick shooters. It's okay.
OG Postal's okay. Postal 2 is the one everyone remembers though. It's not Postal. Yeah. Postal 3 is dog shit though. Postal 3 is complete dog shit.
It's bad. I got Phoenix Wright, which has been good, and I got Duke Nukem 3D, the 20th anniversary collection.
Yeah, that's a really fucking cheap game. The Duke Nukem and Doom are really fucking cheap on Switch. Like they're actually like they're the right price. Doom 3 was like fucking $5 last month. That's a great deal for that game. But
and if you've got I know everybody can get it on ROM on PC for free or whatever, but it's nice with the Switch you can take it anywhere, you can go anywhere, you can play it.
I play most of my games on Switch. I don't play a lot of PC games honestly anymore. But everyone has their own way. Yeah. If you really want to play it on Switch, you can hack your Switch too. I mean, there's plenty of ways to do that. So.
Oh yeah, and I've been playing. What else did I fucking play? I've been playing Contra, the Contra collection. I got for like $5. Yeah. I got the Mega Man collection for $5.
Is the Mega Man collection any good? I got the Castlevania collection. It was pretty nice, but
I got that one too. I got the Castlevania collection as well. I got all 3 of those.
Yeah.
This week, the Mega Man collection is good. Mega Man 1 through 6. They're just tough fucking games. They're fucking brutal fucking games. So
Castlevania, I remember was such. I played that game so much when I was a kid. It took me the first time I beat it. It took me like 5 days. To beat it all the way because I kept having to pause the game and leave the console on. Now I can beat the game in like 3 hours, but
yeah. Contra is another one where unless you get you're playing with the 30 lives, you're gonna have a fucking tough go.
No
You
way.
know, I've been playing Contra 3 Alien Wars, which is fucking good. What else? Scott Pilgrim. I got Scott Pilgrim when it came to Switch.
Oh,
Scott
Scott Pilgrim!
Pilgrim.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ramona Flowers, blue hair.
yeah.
No, I bought the physical.
It's a great beat 'em up.
It's a good game.
Did you get the physical copy?
I got the physical
Yeah.
copy.
I'll probably get it at some point, but I just don't know, like, the physical copy, how hard it's going to be to get or whatever. But you know, I've just been playing that as well. It's a fun fucking beat 'em up as co-op. It's quite good. Even if you don't like the movie or you think it's cringe or whatever, I think it's actually a pretty fucking fun game. Yeah, I've just been playing a lot of Switch games. I've just been fucking relaxing this month, just taking some fucking time off.
Yeah, you
A
should.
lot of people are just getting way too fucking pissed off about politics and way too fired up about it.
It's pointless.
And I'm just fucking done. I don't have control over it. There's really nothing I can fucking do to change anything. So I'm just trying my best not to obsess about that shit and just focus on fucking, you know, either going back to school or building another skill or doing something else with my fucking life rather than crying all fucking day on the internet about, oh, well, the liberals are fucking Jewing us this way in the COVID pandemic and this and that. Look, if they're all going to make us fucking slaves or whatever, it's going to happen regardless of whether or not I ruined my life.
Like, you know, like we have, there's so little control I have over what's happening around me. Like, there's no point in fucking bitching about it or like making a big stink. I mean, I still have DUP because I think having a DUP board is important to like have people shit post. But it's gonna bite me in the ass one day. I'm gonna be fucking regret it. But you know, I've already made my bet. I'm not gonna delete the board now. You know, what's the point? The evidence is there. You know, who fucking cares? Like,
you know, you're already fucked, but a lot of people are still trying to cling to like they're gonna make money off of the political.
The grift will survive.
Like, right. I'm making this video, Griftpocalypse, probably gonna come out next week or whatever, and that'll probably be my final word on it for a little while. And then I'll talk about wrestling and I'll do my other shit. But it's just like obsessing about it day after day after day.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's just for the birds. Like going into that election last year, it was just nonsense. So
no, I'm glad it's basically over now. Although it's never over. But let's see. I had a couple questions from the chat. If you got time, I mean, I'm not. Really
I got all the time in the world.
I just know sometimes if you go too long on a stream, you can get kind of burnt out. But let's see. Why didn't Bailey get Woman of the Year at the TV Awards? Because she sucks, bro. No one voted for Bailey. She sucks. Did you watch the TV Awards?
You know what? I tuned into like the first 10 minutes of them and I thought, am I going to be on this show? And then I was like, fuck, I just don't want to be on camera right now. I haven't wanted to be on camera the last couple weeks. I've just wanted to fucking chill out. So I didn't end up doing them. But I watched a few minutes of it. It seemed fine. What was it? Fucking True Seeker was there with you. What was the award I saw? Fuck, it was some fucking award. I don't know. Oh shit.
Was it shitpost?
Was it the Emma Watson?
The worst waifu?
It might have. Worst waifu. Was it Watson again?
She won 3 years in a row, so it's now named after her. It's like the one thing the Wrestling Observer does that I like is they name the awards. If you win the awards enough times in a row, they name the award after you. So now the worst waifu award is forever and always the Enema Flops and Worst Waifu Award.
Oh, I know which fucking award I think I saw. I think it was like worst poster. And Zach didn't win worst poster this year.
He didn't.
Is that right?
Yeah, fucking John Thornhill in Japan did. It was a terrible upset. I don't know how it happened, but they did it. They sucked. They were worse.
I don't know. I think you agreed with the decision, though. You were like, yeah, that makes sense. Because he hasn't even been active for a while, has he? So
no, he's been gone for like... Well, he's still around. He shows up every couple of weeks, but like his spurgery is so much lesser than like everyone else's, and he's way less annoying than a lot of the other guys on the board, and even the site in general right now. Like, he's not gone because he's never 100% gone, but like he's not the enemy. He's not the fucking presence he was before.
So I gotta ask you. So I haven't seen it yet, but this Druck movie, Another Round movie that everybody seems to be all fired up about. Is it good, GAHOOLE? Have you seen it?
I just watched it the other night. It was pretty good. Did you watch The Hunt in the 2011 movie with Mickelson? The one where he got accused of being a pedo by the girl in this fucking thing?
I don't think so. It's similar to that. It's a good one.
The Drunk is a very different movie. It's a little bit more lighthearted, but The Hunt is really fucking good. I'd recommend you watch that one. It's a very, very good movie. About fucking like, it's kind of like mob mentality shit. It was like back in 2011, and it was pretty fucking good. I'd recommend The Hunt over Drunk, but it's a good movie. I liked it a lot. There's a lot of scenes of people getting drunk and having fun, and then a lot of scenes of them like coming down and like getting like dealing with alcoholism and stuff. But it's a very smartly made movie, and the music's really good, and the directing's very good. So, but it's one of those European movies where it's really fucking slow, and like it's hard to like follow things, but things do pick up. But like in the beginning, it's like they're just kind of like they kind of talk like fucking Europeans, like motherfucker, I need some croissant.
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot. It won Best Movie, and that was because there was nothing else that came out. Like nothing came out last year. But no, I'd recommend. I watched the whole thing. And I watched the whole thing in one sitting, which is a good sign. So I liked it.
Well, that's fucking good, man. I'm gonna probably check it out. I've already got it downloaded. I've just been fucking, waiting for the right time to fucking watch it. I'm not gonna be watching Raw tonight, so I'll probably fucking, throw that on at some point. I've been watching a lot of X-Files. Probably get some reviews of that going again. But it's a pain in the ass, like watching it and then reviewing the episode and then watching and then reviewing it. So we've just kind of gone through and watched through to the 7th season now of the X-Files. I don't know if you've seen it, but
yeah, I haven't watched the X-Files. I'm watching Sopranos with my roommate right now. We're watching through all of that. He's never seen it before, so we're gonna do that, and then I might do X-Files after that.
I tell you, the first 5 seasons of the X-Files are really quite unreal quality. Even the 6th season here that I've watched is still pretty good, but it gets a little bit comedic. It gets a little silly in that 6th season. But the first 5 seasons of the show, it's a fucking very high level of quality, and it gets better even to the 3rd, 4th, 5th season.
That's how any show is.
Again, it's just
how it is.
Yeah.
Any TV show, if it goes on, there's a upper limit on episodes, and after that, it starts to decline in quality. And even the greatest shows encounter it, and you can't knock TV shows for that, especially old ones when they had to go episode to episode and they were just making money off of it. But you can't do much. You know what? I will say though, what I'm doing now, I'm making a review of all the. Ever since I lost my PC back in whatever the fuck, I've been using a lot of streaming services because I haven't had a lot of torrenting ability because I don't have a desktop anymore. And I have a lot of storage on my laptop. So I've been using the regular streaming services like the Netflix and the Hulu and the HBO. And so I'm making next couple months here, after I finish my movie, which I'm making next month for the anniversary of the site, I'm going to do a video on reviewing every single streaming service and actually like fucking break down what's good about them. Because some of them are complete dog shit and some of them are actually okay. Like I don't think HBO Max is that bad. I think it's a pretty good service as it is right now, especially for the price, but some of them are terrible. I guess I'll review Peacock now because I'm going to get it when I switch over to network.
Yeah. Well, I think like HBO Max, to have every HBO series is great. There's so much good shit. It's just the issue is I think a lot of people have seen all that HBO stuff when it came out. So now they're like, I'm not going to go back and watch The Sopranos a 5th time or fucking Rome again.
Yeah. Well, what HBO Max is good with, it's got good legacy stuff. It's got all the HBO series, but it also has most of the Criterion collection and most of like the TCM collection. So like Gone with the Wind, fucking Casablanca, Citizen Kane, like the best like classic movies, they're on there too. So like I'm big into old movies, so it's actually really nice. It doesn't have a great selection of modern films, but like 2000s and before, it's got pretty much all the ones you want to watch.
Well, but that's all the shit that you really want to watch anyway. Like most of the shit that's coming out now is garbage. Especially the comedic films. Like the comedy movies are not fucking what they used to be. Like I can't even remember the last fucking big thing. Like since The Hangover, what was the last big comedic movie? There was like Sausage Party came out. People were into, I guess.
I mean, I thought Hubie Halloween was okay, but it wasn't a big movie. It just kind of came out on Netflix and then went away. Nothing good is comedy is a fucking disgrace. There's a whole. I think my most viewed video, my 100,000 view video of You Don't Mess with the Zohan, goes into this pretty well. Where comedy as a concept is basically fucking dead, and most of the great comedic. Okay, good comparison in wrestling. You have the indie promotions where all the indie guys come up, and then they go to WWE, and they make it big as pro wrestlers. Okay, that stepping stone to get to movies used to be upper, like, comedy TV shows like SNL or, you know, Second City or, you know, fucking Mad TV. And the only one left of those is SNL, and nobody on SNL is funny and has made it as a movie star in fucking a decade and a half. So the pathway from being a good stand-up to being a good actor comedian is essentially cut off, and there's basically no really good comedian actors left because there's no pathway for them to grow. There's no way to get, like, new star talent out of that fucking group.
Like, and it started to be that, okay, you'd see a lot of funny stuff on YouTube, but now, like, guys aren't even really doing that anymore, and it's harder to find because the way, like, YouTube works now, like, it just doesn't recommend you anything except Jordan Peterson videos and Joe Rogan. Like, that's what I find is my whole recommended feed is that shit and video game streamers sometimes, and, like, I don't get actually, like, I don't know, it felt like that there was a lot more funny guys doing shit online, and now there isn't. You know, I'm sure there are still people doing it. It's just you can't find them because the algorithm and the system is designed to only promote certain people who are, you know, very sanitized and very commercial and very corporate now. You know, so it's bad. It's a bad fucking scene. For anybody who wants to be funny.
No, I mean, I found a couple of good comedy videos from my friend every couple of weeks. Like, there was this, I'll post one in the chat for you that I thought was pretty good from an Australian guy that I saw. But, like, that's, like, to get, like, a good comedy sketch on YouTube, you have to, like, know where to look for it. You have to really dig. Like, I used to love griefing videos on YouTube. That used to be, like, my go-to source of entertainment is, like, watching video game griefing. And the only reason I get griefing videos anymore is because I knew some guys from the scene back then who still make videos.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, there was fucking, even, like, I remember, like, I watched, like, General Minus, or there was, like, Second Life griefers and stuff like that. Yeah. There was a lot of fucking good griefing.
Fucking old school Stigs, Gmod stuff, you know. And the only reason I get anything new is because my roommate is big into it still. He does griefing still. But beyond that, like, there's, like, no one that's really doing, like, fun internet shit anymore. Because the internet, YouTube has become modern TV, and TV has become fucking YouTube in a strange turn of events.
It's beyond just, like, the demonetization aspect, because I understand, like, you know, people aren't getting paid for it, they don't want to do it, but it's gotten beyond that now to the point where they just straight up are taking down videos that are laced with, like, profanity or that are, you know, a bit edgy out there. Like, they'll just fucking guideline strike people for silly reasons, like, just very silly.
I don't want to get too much on the YouTube, but the reason my first channel went down wasn't because of racist shit I said or sexist shit I said. It's because I fucking made fun of Zach. Because I called him out on a wrestling match. I called him out on a wrestling match, and that was what struck the channel down.
Yeah. No, well, it's like, again, like, I do a lot of fucking racy, like, edgy shit, like snickerdoodle swastikas with Surfer and fucking Surfer showing his penis. Like, none of that shit has ever got me a strike. What has got me a strike is when I make a video on Baked Alaska or Nick Fuentes. Yeah. Then their fucking retarded fans come in and flag the shit down. And it's just fucking, it's very gay. Like, it's always when you get into, like, a feud with a real autistic person. Like, again, let's not say his name, but fucking Jean-Michael Kelly fucking flagged my shit down. Fucking, you know, last month. And then it's like, why are you on the internet, like, trying to provoke reactions and then crying and flagging shit down? I don't fucking get it. The guy ended up running off anyway to fuck off island. I'm sure he'll be back in a year or something with his next genius plan. But I don't know. It just gets very fucking gay because all these people want to talk and run their mouth about how they have this freedom of speech and they're being censored and silenced and all this bullshit, but then, you know, they're the very first ones to shut down any dissent from their own side. I don't know. We shouldn't get into it, but it just gets very fucking gay. It just becomes frustrating. Sad to see.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I think anyone have any questions from the chat? I know I saw some people before we hang us up, because I think we've kind of covered the whole spectrum of the whole world as it is. I mean, I could go on about fucking movies, and I can give you some background. Here's a tip. Hulu is the worst streaming site, and Netflix is not far behind anymore. I think Prime and HBO Max are the two better ones right now.
Yeah.
Prime is interesting. I think Prime is a fucking interesting concept. I don't know if I like it, but the entire thing with Prime is that basically every movie you would want to watch is on there, but only a couple of them are free. A couple of them you have to, like, rent for, like, $2. which is like, it's a grift, it's a Jewy grift, but at the same time, like, if you don't have a streaming, if you can't torrent movies like I couldn't for a long time because I didn't have a fucking big enough hard drive, you know, it's a much better value to just, instead of buying a new streaming service, just buy the movie you want to watch once, you know. That's, to me, it's like, it's an all...
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it if it was like fucking old the price is right. If it was, everything was like fucking $20 or $30, it'd be stupid. But at a price at like $2, it's fine.
Well, that's the thing. It's not any money at all. Like, as long as you're not literally like struggling where you've got like, you know, your fucking rent is like more than 50% of your income, and you're fucking struggling to feed yourself or whatever the fuck. You know, $2 is nothing. You know, $5 is really nothing. That's why, like, the Switch has been getting me to buy a lot of games, because I go into the eShop, there's all these sales, shit, $10.
Yeah.
I pick them up, I play them a few hours, you know, go to the next one and shit like this, and I feel like I get a good value from it. I think they'll find that if they are willing to price things reasonably, there are people who are willing to pay for the convenience of it. And I like that model a bit more than, I don't know, others. But
I'd rather pay $2 to rent a movie, to just watch the movie I want to watch, than pay $80 to get every streaming service. And this is I mean, if you're just going to have one, I would just get Prime, because you have it with fucking Amazon Prime anyways. But Amazon's a fucking weird corporation. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it before my video.
Yeah, Netflix is fucking has been pretty shitty though, and the price of it is now like $18 a month, and I can't justify it anymore. I can't justify the price of it and what's on there. I feel as though, like, with a lot of these streaming services, it's a lot of shit you've already seen before, and it's just like, are you really gonna sit down and watch Ghostbusters again? Are you really gonna sit down, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my big issue with Disney Plus, is like, okay, everything on there I've seen many times, and especially it's like a big stuff, like,
I get Disney Plus is good for like parents if you have like a fucking child you're trying to raise, because they all eat that Disney shit up. That's what they watch. But
yeah, but for me, it's like, holy fuck! Like, I've seen Disney's Recess every episode, what, fucking 10 times. I can watch it on YouTube for free. I'm not going to really fucking, you know, be firing up Disney Plus for that. Like, every time I've got it, I've canceled it. I watched the first episode of WandaVision. I didn't know if you watched it.
I've sworn off Cape shit forever. I haven't even watched the new Wonder Woman to bitch about it. Is it any good?
Oh, fuck. You know what? WandaVision seemed all right, but I didn't keep my interest enough to watch another episode. You know, like, if you like those kind of sitcoms from the 50s, and it's fine. But again, I would sooner just go watch Leave It to Beaver or fucking I Love Lucy.
I was watching the Brady Bunch with my mom and dad the other morning because it was on Antenna TV, and that was nice. Honestly, yeah, Antenna TV is fucking Kino. It's great.
Now, I don't know, I've heard in the third episode of WandaVision it picks up or whatever and it gets better, but it just seems like it's kind of like a retread of those, and that's fine, and I guess it's giving a little bit of Americana culture to the fucking Zoomers or whatever the fuck. Right. I've been watching right now Cobra Kai, the third season.
I've heard really good things about Cobra Kai. I haven't started it yet, but maybe now is
the time. I would recommend you to watch it. Cobra Kai, especially the first season of Cobra Kai, was really phenomenal. It really introduces like a little bit of moral ambiguity to something that is very straightforward in the Karate Kid, where, you know, it's exploring things from Johnny Lawrence's point of view, the bully from the first movie, how his life's been. His life's just a shit show and he's a real loser. But he's like a good protagonist because things don't really go his way, and, you know, he's morally gray and sometimes he doesn't do the right thing. I think it's a good fucking show. You know, if you're really pissed off to see any sort of person who's Mexican or black be in a show, maybe you'll be upset that the main character is Mexican, but like, he is a decent character outside of the fact that he is Mexican, so it doesn't bother me.
I don't. I know people meme about that. I really only care too much when it's fucking forced shit. Like, do you ever see any of the ads for Lovecraft Country at all with that?
Yeah.
Fucking had Jackie Robinson killing Cthulhu with the baseball bat. That's the problem. That's stuff I don't like. I don't like when it's just like so fucking. It's like dog shit. I don't mind if a character is black as long as they're written to be black. You know, it's not some stupid shit. Like black people exist. We have to deal with them. You know, I don't mind if they're in a movie or a show as long as it's fine and realistic and not retarded. I did have a question.
And I've been going through. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question from the chat. Did we gain more weight since last time we were on stream? And no, I've actually lost weight. I am down to 230 from 240. So lost 10 pounds. So that's good.
I don't know. I haven't fucking checked in on my weight. I'm sure I probably gained some fucking weight there. I don't fucking know. I don't really give a shit. I mean, who knows? I might decide to fucking lose some weight this year. Probably do need to, or I'm going to die in the next 5 years. But then again, like, you know, dying in the next 5 years probably isn't the end of the fucking world anyway. Shit's looking pretty bad out there.
Things look pretty fucked.
Shit's looking pretty bad. Other stuff, I guess I watched Californication. I'm on the 6th season of that. I'm almost done through Californication. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I have not. No, I have not.
It's like about David Duchovny is a sex addict, so he's basically playing himself.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy it. It's pretty funny. The first season of it was pretty funny, but about again the 4th season of it, it's gotten a bit stale, a bit formulaic. So, but I'd say the first few seasons of that is quite fucking good. And check out Californication. I've been checking out The Thick of It, which is a British show, kind of like Yes Minister. It's like a political drama centering around UK politics. It's not obviously for everybody. I like UK politics and stuff like that, so I've been watching The Thick of It.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I've been watching lately. I might watch this new Fantastic Beasts movie that came out a few years ago now. I don't know if it's any good. I didn't see the first one.
It's gonna be dog shit.
Is it?
It's gonna be. There's no flaws in it, but it's fucking Harry Potter, and it's gonna be dog shit. Zach liked it, so that's all you gotta know. That's all you gotta know is that Zach liked it.
He liked it.
He liked the movie.
He liked it. I thought shit. You know, maybe it'll be good. So I downloaded it. It's sitting there. One day I'll fucking put it on. Crimes of Grindelwald or whatever the fuck.
Johnny Depp. Oh. No, you know what?
Johnny Dustin.
No, I think Johnny Depp is actually guilty.
No,
I got you there. No, he's fucking fuck it. He's a woman. No, they're women. Fuck women.
Fuck women.
I have not gained weight. I have gained muscle, buddy. Look, this is all fucking tendons, bro. It's not fucking weight.
I don't know, bro. Tendons. You look the exact same as you ever have. Hopefully, fucking we get. Have you tried Hair Club for Men yet, bro?
I took some hair pills for a while, but it's not really doing anything. It's kind of gotten worse, actually.
It's just bad, bro. What can you do? I'm sure I would have fucking bald in 10 years anyway. It's over. Oh,
I'm not giving up. I'm not shaving until the very end. I'm not giving up, bro. I'm not gonna be a bald boomer.
Oh fuck! You'd probably be all right bald. You've got the right head shape for it, but fuck.
I have.
It's all condescending bullshit, motherfuckers. Go, just shave it, bro. Just shave it. Well, why don't you just shave it then, faggot?
Yeah.
You know, why don't you just shave your fucking head, asshole?
I'll do it. I'll shave. One day I will shave the head, but for now, I'm good. And I have gained muscles with you in the chat, bitch. I've fucking put on a lot of muscles since I was last on stream. Even I'm going to the gym twice a week already. So you need to suck up, Buttercup. It's not going to show up immediately, but eventually.
Are you pulling bitches now, GAHOOLE? Are you getting the bitches?
No.
Since you started fucking look smacks.
Although the lady at the Quick Trip today was extra nice to me when I checked out. And that was nice.
That's some king shit, buddy. That's some fucking king
shit.
Bro. Hopefully it fucking works.
Gas station checkout girl was nice. Okay. Take HRT. Alright. Let's stop this now. I think we need to call it a night. It's been good. Well,
we went 2.5. We went 2.5 hours. I think that's a pretty fucking decent show.
More than made up for the lack of a show for a while. I don't know if you're going to be around, but we should do a show right after Royal Rumble on Sunday because I'll be here.
No, we'll have to do a Royal Rumble show. I had to do a show this week. I was even going to do a show if we didn't meet up because I was real fired up about AEW this week. I was just angry about it. I'm frustrated with their product. I'm frustrated with the state of wrestling in general. I'm frustrated that all of my friends who I show it to think it's gay. I'm frustrated that Surfer thinks I'm a homosexual for watching wrestling, you know,
One day.
and I just want there to be good wrestling, but there's not. There's no good wrestling.
One day there will be good wrestling, but that day is not today.
Sad. Sad there, dogs.
Oh well. All right, I'm gonna go eat some dinner because it's pretty late here. But thanks, PPP. It's good to have you back, my man. We'll see you Sunday.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble.
See you Sunday.
Who's gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win the Royal Rumble right now? Before we hang up, who's gonna win the Royal Rumble? Both of them, men and women.
John Cena is gonna win the men's Rumble, and fucking the women's Rumble. Who the fuck is the women's champion now? Is it Asuka
and Sasha?
So Charlotte's gonna win the women's Rumble.
Here's what I think's gonna happen. Number 1, The Rock is gonna win the men's Rumble. It's gonna happen this year.
I hope so.
The Rock so. At the number 30. Do you smell
what The Rock
is cooking?
And he just comes out and he just eliminates everyone within 30 seconds because there's no sense. So if The Rock comes out at number 30, what is the sense of having the match go on another 15, 20 minutes and do spots where he might get thrown out? No, just have him just come in, kick everybody's ass, throw everybody out, and everybody will just be so hyped. And then have Roman come out and just stare him down.
Have it be like the Fiend is alone in the ring. And it's just him. He's like 29. He eliminates everyone else. He's just alone. And he's just staying there waiting for 30. And then it's The Rock. And it's The Rock. And he comes out. And he just buries the Fiend again and throws him out.
Yeah, he just tosses him out. It's just, Roman comes out after that. The Fiend is just forgotten. Nobody gives a shit. Yes. Fuck the Fiend, man. I'm fucking tired of the Fiend. Yeah, I'm honestly
I'm over it.
It just sucks. I thought it had potential. I was trying to support it, but I don't know. It just seems to have gone on a really long time. I don't know what they should do with Bray Wyatt. I always thought he had potential. I always thought he was decent enough on the mic and he was decent enough in the ring, but I don't know. His gimmicks have always been kind of cringy, and they've just fucked him. So
it's over. Let's see. Someone say in the chat saying Jinder Mahal's gonna win. Oh, man, can you imagine Jinder winning again? Dude, it'd be badass.
You know what? I want to. Bo Dallas. You remember? Somebody's in the chat saying they Bo leave. Bo Dallas at one point. Remember, everybody thought he was going to be the next Cena. He was going to be the next Cena.
Bo Dallas.
People were rejecting Bo Dallas.
Oh,
that's what they thought when he was in NXT, and they.
Bad lad.
People thought Corbin was going to be the next Cena too.
Dude, fuck. Bad lad, are you a fucking OG Woo guy from 8Woo? Because everyone on 8Woo was big into Bo Dallas. We were all Bo Dallas marks on 8chan Woo, on a wrestling board on 8chan. Everyone was big Bo Leavers, my friend. I believe in Bo. And you know what? Ever since he's been gone, it's been sad. It's been pathetic. Man.
Yeah, it's sad.
Bad lad.
We want to believe.
Oh, he did all the Bo edits, man. I fucking miss Woo. Listen, man, I don't know what the deal is with Smug Woo, whatever, but man, if you want a TV Chan Woo, just email me. I'll give it to you, man. The guy who was running it is in jail right now, so he can't.
Do you not have? I thought you had on TV Chan a wrestling board.
I do, but the board owner for it is in jail.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
True Seeker got actual legit True Seeker from Australia got arrested for having drugs on him. So
no!
He's fucking in jail. And so he was running the Woo board and now he's gone. So someone needs the Shoot Seeker. Shoot Seeker is gone. So I do need a new board owner. If you want it, dude, it's yours. I don't know if you were the fucking guy.
Oh shit. Alright, well I gotta take a piss at this point. So I gotta fucking get off this call. But shit, man, it was good talking to you. See you Sunday.
See you Sunday. Cheers. Boom. But yeah, I know Ogre Woo does suck and needs a new leader. If you want it, email me. It's yours, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. I will participate. I will join threads, but I want someone else to be in control of it. If you want it, seriously, just fucking email me. My email's on the site. I will give you the board. It can be yours. You hate my board? Fuck you. Hey, fuck you, you hate Ogre Chan. I do a good job. My site's good. Fuck you.